We're here.
It's showtime.
It's showtime. First off,
Do you remember when Showtime had good commercials? Like not commercials, but like advertisement commercials. Experience the box office at home. Showtime.
HBO wannabe.
HBO, a subsidiary.
Is that you got it?
Max.
You good? You got it? Word.
Just give me a minute. Damn.
I'm just making sure. I'm over here worried about filling up this lighter, and you just
What is going on,
yourself? I don't know.
You didn't have to. There's like 4 billion lighters here. You don't have to fill it up.
4 billion lighters. There's 2.5 billion lighters.
Buddy.
They're all
hello. How you boys doing?
What up?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
It's fucking great to be here, guys.
What a unique intro to this show.
It is. Me and Brat's arguing with our usual old couple.
It's not. It's not a train wreck. It's just rickety. Like you feel those tracks are old.
But that's what makes this show so beautiful. No,
they've had some hours on them.
Yeah.
So yes, this is episode 109 of Snakes and Stogies, which is brought to you by blackboxcages.com. Please check them out. And then B, other way, Puget Sound Pythons.
I don't know which way I'm going.
Yeah, me neither. I've been, as many episodes as we've done, I still can't get it right because it's like inverted.
Hundreds and hundreds of episodes, we still can't point the right direction.
Check both out: Facebook, Instagram. If you need a cage, you need a rack. Hit up Black Box, man. They're awesome. We're
best of the best, man.
Currently, we will be attending the Atlanta. Well, it's Marietta technically. Show Me Snake show on the 12th. So if you're going to be there, hit us up. We'll probably be hanging out at the Black Box table, I'm sure, and just wandering around. We're for sure going to find a Chili's while we're there.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to happen.
Dude, we haven't had Chili's on a road trip in like a while now. So
I haven't been to a Chili's since Texas.
Gotta hit a Chili's.
That's almost a year.
That's a long time to go for you without Chili's, man.
All I know is in the group chat, Bill Bradley, because I was inverted.
I saw that too.
Is that a penal joke?
It's a Top Gun reference, you savage.
Oh, I've never seen that movie all the way through.
What? Oh my God! You call yourself American?
There's really no point in watching it when everyone already tells you Goose dies, and they get revenge on the Russians.
Way to just ruin it for anybody else who hadn't seen it.
Yeah. What are you going to tell me that Wolverine dies now too?
Jeez.
Does he?
Oh my God.
I'm sure he does in one of those movies. Then he comes back to life, right?
I'm fucking over it.
So, Fadi, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you very much, man. I'm very excited to be here. I am, well, you guys already know this. I'm a big fan of the show.
Look at that Daffy's Reptile shirt.
Repping. I had to.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's nice. That's nice. I like it. I like it.
Episodes coming soon. I know they're delayed as always, but episodes coming soon.
Good deal, man.
Bill said, Justin, you're fidgeting quite a lot. Just ditch the shoes and free those digits.
Nice.
For whatever reason, my feet have become like fetishized by people who watch this show. And if I'm wearing shoes, they are just very confused and disappointed. And it
Can you
it's
believe
a little weird?
We've seen the plaster cast, from the woods, but we get to see it live once a week from the actual Squatch himself.
What more do you want?
His Cash App is Palmetto Coast Tips. Hit him up and maybe you'll get a surprise.
Yeah, if you do a life subscription to USARK, he will do the French pedicure.
Wait, what does that mean?
Oh God,
I want to know what I'm getting signed up for.
The highest tier Patreon is a frame picture of Justin's foot.
Yes.
I'll even send you a toenail clipping.
Buzzing.
Oh,
consider
God.
yourself. Play your cards right. And I'll even remove the lint from my socks from it.
Oh, God.
No, I think that's a bonus.
It smells like shame and vinegar.
No comment there.
No.
I'm still working on getting this up on my story.
All right, so
I messed up and I posted. I was like, everyone click the link in our bio, completely forgetting that I did not put the link in our bio. I was like, oh,
I should probably do that too.
Freaking amateur hour. Jesus.
I'm gonna let that one slide, bro.
Oh man.
So Fadi's indoors. Clearly, he's not smoking. What are you drinking?
I am
bro?
not. I'm just having a beer. I just got back from an ice fishing trip actually, like an hour ago. So I had no
Nice.
chance to do anything at all. And this is the only thing I found my first. I was like, all right, beer it is.
Most Canadian statement I've heard all week.
It is, but
Dude,
it was I didn't catch anything, so it was like it was very disappointing. But
Dude.
yes, it is.
I want to go ice fishing so bad. I have a bunch of family in Wisconsin, and they go ice
Oh
fishing.
yeah, I guess you guys have it down there. I was gonna
Yeah,
say
they-
come up here, but I guess yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go to Wisconsin.
Is it
Yeah,
good down
man.
there?
Oh yeah, my uncle just caught a big old muskie not too long ago.
What the hell's a muskie?
You know what
It's,
a muskie is?
A huge fish.
Come
Like
on, man.
the alligator of fish.
I love
Yeah,
how he
pretty
says
much.
down there with Wisconsin. That's great.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no.
Is it not too far down from where you guys are?
Like a
No,
Oh no, it's
You're-
about
you're
a
the only-
19-hour drive.
North.
Okay. North.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're the only one who could say down in that regard.
Yeah.
Yo, you guys are all down there for me.
Yeah.
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 Phil especially.
I'm there.
Yeah, I'm the
down there.
Phil's all
The
the way
whole of the
down
country. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
probably bit of
what
a
are you guys
flight.
smoking?
I am smoking one of those Crown Heads pâtissiers that I like so much. I pulled it out. I've been digging into my aging stash and like, this doesn't have to age that long. I'll just go ahead and smoke it.
There you go. I'm smoking some from Jew Estate that Justin gave me.
It's a factory smoke, one of those
Factory
Connecticut's
smoke. Yeah.
that are really
Excellent.
damn good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The best cheap stick on the market, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's not
And
too bad.
tonight, because we're in cahoots with foreign individuals from other countries,
That's
I went
me.
with the Alec Bradley black market.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Ooh.
I need to smoke those again now that we've had those at work.
Does that have anything to do with Canada?
No,
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
no, I'm just insinuating that we're talking with people in foreign lands and
Foreign
therefore
lands.
smuggling something.
Snow.
Only Bill Bradley knows what it is.
No, Creek.
Knob Creek for Billy Jenkins.
Billy Jenkins with the bourbon.
I have a bang. As usual. It's my pairing for the evening.
Bang a clock, boy.
Let's just talk before I light the cigar. Let's just talk about how if you didn't get some kind of something from that Chondro picture with the bang,
I didn't. I got nothing.
Dude,
I
I
got
don't
the little green hearts from Bang on the comment section. I was
You're
like,
kidding. Well, at least they commented. Oh, what a shame.
I will send them that picture every day for the rest of my life until I die, until they acknowledge me and my allegiance.
You just got to get the right person to see it that works for Bang.
Just
They're
in the
probably
pictures you
remote.
uploaded the other day were very nice.
Thank you.
Dude,
Those
throw-
rhinos are nice.
Throw a little toe action in one of the pictures.
I think that'll make them block me.
You'll get the hearts.
Yeah, you'll get the red hearts this time. All right. None of that green bullshit.
Well, I told Luke Myers because his girlfriend, she does like modeling and stuff, and she's one of the Bang like influencer Instagram people. And I kind of laughed and told him, I was like, the only reason they're ignoring me is because I'm not super fit and I'm not a model. It's like,
Pretty
I'm a
much.
normal American though, damn it. Like I'm your prime demographic. 99% of your customers look just like me. It's probably if better, maybe worse. I don't know, but
Yeah, say I'm the guy that
This is
actually
it.
buys and drinks this stuff.
this is the
Yeah.
guy who goes to his local Walmart to find the new blue and yellow limoncello flavor all the time. And even when they're out of stock, I still go back and hunt it down and try to find it. So
They should
Yeah,
be sponsoring
I mean-
you already.
Ish is still working on the Cafe Bustelo sponsorship. That's his
Brilliant.
bang. So
Brilliant. Dude, Anna Maria gets me that every time I sleep over her
that
place,
stuff
man.
is so good.
It's the
So
best.
Super
Just-
cheap, delicious.
Cuban ecstasy.
I have not tried it.
Oh, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
I wonder if we have it up here. I'm gonna look for it.
I'm sure you do.
It's
Yeah.
worldwide.
Okay.
Percolating.
I will let you guys know what I think then.
You have an espresso machine or like just regular coffee? Like a
No, just
regular.
Regular. Yeah. No. I'm not that fancy.
Yeah, but you go to the grocery store and pick up a small, little Cuban coffee pot or even just a normal percolator and get yourself a little bag of Cafe Bustelo and you're in business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's probably easier than buying a espresso machine.
No, I mean, like I got Katie an
cheaper, I
espresso
guess.
machine for her birthday the year before last, and it was like less than $100 on Amazon, and that thing has held up freakishly well given how much
What brand?
it's like Zevi or something, ZEVI. I'll have to hunt it down. It's a small one. I mean, it's definitely not anything like super heavy duty, but that thing has taken some abuse. I mean, she uses that thing multiple times a day, and it's been rocking and rolling. So I'm thoroughly impressed with it.
Well, we use a Nespresso at my work.
Oh, those things are
and
awesome.
and we had originally, because my employer used to own restaurants, and he had the big giant like 2x2 brick, Nespresso. And I think in 1 year with cleanings and just like random, cleaning of cups and stuff, I think we went through like 17,000 cups, something
Good.
crazy. And
Great.
that
I believe
thing
it.
pumped it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Nipper and Burke, they both swear by Lavazzo, and you can get a Lavazzo machine on Amazon for like $150. So if you
That's not
really
bad.
want to get that full, 9 pounds of espresso,
Mhm.
get the PSI flowing, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, Laval's pretty popular here too.
You guys ever try water?
You guys ever had one of them Qrikets?
You should look into it.
I was never much of a coffee guy, man, but going from that espresso machine from the Qrikets, I was like, okay, now I get why people hate those so much. Like true coffee appreciators think that Qrikets and K-cups are the absolute antichrist.
Well, it's a different
Yeah.
kind of coffee,
Yeah.
Entirely.
Yeah.
Like,
Now,
it's
Fadi-
perfect if I'm getting my oil changed at Zippy Lube. Like, why not? But
Sure.
yeah.
I was gonna say, Fadi, when you go overseas, have you had any of the
Yes.
Turkish style where they do it in the sand?
Yes,
Oh
I
my
have.
god,
I
I'm
have.
dying to
So
try.
I'm
that.
gonna tell you, I'm not a very big coffee person actually, but I have tried that, and it is really good.
Did you have it in Turkey or just in?
No, in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, excellent.
Yes,
what do
no,
they do?
I have not been there. They
So-
like heat it, or I don't know. You probably
Basically,
knows better.
it's essentially a thicker Cuban style coffee in
Mhm.
terms of using like the ceramic or pewter, a pitcher, I guess you'd call it. But they do it over hot, scalding hot kettle, maybe scalding hot coals buried in sand, and you slide the pot in the sand, and it radiates the heat through the bottom.
Oh.
And it comes to a boil, and then you pour it out, and then it comes to a boil, and you pour it out, and it literally is just, oof! I'm getting excited just thinking about it.
And they'll
Oh,
cook food that way too. They'll like dig a deep hole in the sand, and they'll put coal in the bottom, cover it with sand, and then they'll fill stuff inside it.
One day I will have coffee that way via campfire next to my camel,
With Nipper.
with Nipper, looking for Cerastes. One day.
Did you
Funny.
do any herping when
It
you
was
were
right.
over there recently?
I did not get the chance to. Me and Phil were talking right before I went over, and he was like, actually, like, he found some places for me to check out, but it's from within the city, it's like 40 minutes, an hour drive, and it's not a drive that you can just take in any car. Like eventually you just hit pure sand, pure desert.
Right.
So you need to like specifically rent out a car, and I unfortunately wasn't able to do that. But I also wasn't like, the intention of the trip wasn't to go herping. So one day, fingers crossed, maybe we'll all take a trip together and we'll go herping.
Hell yeah, man.
I would love to.
Hell
I would
yeah.
love to check it out. I lived there for quite a while, and I didn't even know that there were that many reptiles around. You know what I mean? Like pet trade wise, it's almost non-existent. So you don't really get the idea to think like, oh, is there like native species, until like very recently I was like, oh, I probably, like, I was living in one of, like, actually Phil as well pointed it out to me, I was living in one of like the hot spots for herping in the world, and I never even got the chance to check it out.
Yeah, but now you know, and
Now
you're
I
gonna
know.
go back.
Yeah,
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
another reason to go back.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
We planned a weekend trip, me and my wife, to go to Edisto in April, and we're gonna be right by the state park there, and I want to do some road cruising while we're out there, at least one night, just go cruise for like, I don't know, an hour or something, see what we can dig up. So
Hell yeah. It's good salamander territory.
it was a not coincidental coincidence. It was like, we're gonna go away for a weekend. I want to go somewhere where I have a good shot of finding some nice corns and other stuff.
another
Excellent.
So
My beautiful girlfriend is in the chat right now. And
Hello, Anna Maria.
and
Hello.
she heard the word Kevin Busto, and she just poof magically appeared.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is, her and I actually just had a conversation about that. Is how, when you have a significant other that you travel with, you have trips that are just vacations, and then you have just herp trips, and then you have trips where you can have a vacation with a little bit of herping mixed in. And I think those are some of the best trips.
Absolutely.
I
I
agree.
usually find a way to at least do some type of, for me, it's always like, hey, let's go on this walk. It's a cool trail.
Yeah.
Like there's other stuff there other than snakes, but if we just so happen to cross them, that's just
Yeah, we're just going on a hike.
yeah, it's just a hike. It's just a
I
hike,
just the snake just
Just
happened to
a
appear.
sunset walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not look up the most common places you'd find them and
No.
go specifically there for a hike.
Yeah, I haven't been living on iNaturalist for the past 6 weeks.
Exactly.
No, not at all. No.
Not at all. Not at all.
That's the best trips though, the ones where you don't have like any like itinerary or anything like that. You just go, you're just gonna hang out, whatever you find or do, you just do. That was when I was in Scouts, that was always my biggest complaint, because they'd have like camping trips and stuff, right? And you would think that it would just be like you and all your friends just go and hang out and camp and whatnot. And they were like, okay, between 1 and 2, you're gonna do like soccer, and then like 3 and 4, you're gonna do knot tying or something. It's like, I don't want to do any of that, man. I just want to hang out. I just want to chill.
Just sit by the fire.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do the same thing, man. Just we didn't go to the soccer and the tennis and the whatever else. We just hung out at the campfire,
Bill said between the Puget logo and the Mike Bratz is just some pale hands manipulating a cigar on the screen.
That's the point. Nobody needs to see me.
This is Bratz's first time on here.
Yeah, man. Isn't that crazy?
Hide behind the logo.
109 episodes. And he hasn't been here once.
Yeah, life was kind of crazy for a period.
At some point, that
a period
excuse doesn't
there.
fly anymore, Bratz.
Well, that's why I'm here, or am I not? I'm here. Okay, just all right. That was then. Okay, that's my excuse for then. I'm here now. It's the important part.
He was just waiting for me. That's what it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
That's
wanted
it.
to be on. I wanted to be on with Fadi for my first time. so
Exactly.
Oh man.
you guys can all suck it.
So, what's new in your neck of the woods, Phil?
My neck of the woods. Well, it's finally warmed back up,
Lucky.
and it went from being like a frigid 64, 65. Now it's like 78 at night.
You're hurting
Meanwhile, Fadi just got done ice fishing.
Yeah. So
me.
I got to wear my
Fucking
ASF
wicked.
hoodie once or that twice. Those 2 Snakes and Stogies episodes we did where I had a hoodie. That was it. We're done for the year.
Wow. I
yeah.
wish.
Wait, you have a hoodie made of African soft fur rats?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. That's how disconnected Bratz is from the show.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I know. Oh man, but yeah, I wanted to try something different this year with geckos because I've had really bad luck these past 2 years in terms of girls being receptive to boys. So I kept them exactly the same as I would through the rest of the year. I didn't cool them or nothing. I literally turned I turned the whole rack off. What's today? Today's Monday. So Wednesday evening, I turned the rack off and just left it, and it's holding at 72. So the whole thing's at 72. It's room temp. We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. And doing some more homework on the Cerastes, trying to decide if I even want to try and do anything with them this season. But basically, from what I gathered, is the middle and southern Egypt localities, which is what I'm 99% sure ours are, is the coolest time is actually like end of March, early April. So, because right now it's like 60 at night for them, and it's only like 80 during the day. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the geckos. I'm just going to kill the rack, leave it ambient for like a month, and just see what I'm still going to feed them and just see what happens. And that's really all I got for right now.
There you go.
I mean, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, so you cool like just for a month? Is that because it doesn't stay cold enough where you're at, or is it just
Yeah, well, there's
the
no
species as well.
yeah, there's no winter. Like, I mean, we
Yeah.
joke about winter, but realistically, it's
Yeah.
maybe 10 to 12 cold nights the entire winter time, and that's it. You know, if we get a big low pressure system that comes through, we might have like 4 or 5 days in the 50s, maybe, but that's it. That's a rare anomaly.
So if you wanted to cool for longer, you couldn't.
Yeah, that's why you have guys get chillers, guys
Yeah,
get
you'd almost
portable
have to have
AC
something.
units. Yeah.
Interesting.
So like most of the guys in South Florida, like down in Miami and Homestead and the Keys and stuff that breed diamonds and things like that, they get like a window unit AC unit and just put it in the room.
Okay.
So
That's what Pia and Cody do with their Montaigne room. It's the most comfortable room in the house because it's like a nice 60 degrees, 65 degrees. That's the room everyone wants to sleep in anytime they stay over there for Carpet Fest and stuff because it's like the one room you're not going to sweat your balls off in.
It's also so peaceful because they have like little waterfalls going and all their
Yeah.
stuff. It's just like this really like just a low kind of like a hum, little
Qrikets and other stuff in it.
little trickle going on in there. It's just a very soothing.
Dude,
room.
it's just one of those rooms that you just find yourself sitting on the there's a futon in there. You just find yourself sitting on it and just staring and watching. You know, nothing. Usually
all
stuff's
planted
moving.
tanks and stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, it's all pretty.
Yeah.
Now that we have the new camera, I want to get down there and take some more pictures real bad.
Let's do it to it, Pruitt. Let's make a road
Sounds like
trip.
a good room to put some dart frogs in.
Yes.
Yeah. They had their Bothriopsis, the what is it, Teniata. They put some Tinctorius in with those.
Okay.
And they had some Aratus in with their
was it
the Bilineata.
Bilineata.
Yeah.
And they were fine together?
Yeah, they also had they had the Aratus in with their eyelash vipers.
Yeah, that's what it
and
was.
they never had any issues. They had one of the eyelashes ate one of the frogs at one point, but they think it was just a matter of like the frog happened to be wrong place, wrong time.
Wrong, yeah.
Snake noticed it moving, grabbed it, not thinking anything of it, and ate it anyway. So
Okay.
I don't know.
But it was a really cool vivarium because it was a legit paludarium.
Yeah.
And the
Like
front
fish and everything.
Yeah, like fish and floating water plants, and it was absolutely awesome. And they had like a cascade wall that basically the water, it wasn't a waterfall. The water would spit out the top and just make its own natural erosion to come down into the base at the bottom. And you could see where each animal had positioned itself within that tiny little ecosystem. It was super fascinating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How big was it?
Oh,
That's the Teniata one. That's like the biggest exo you can buy, I think.
Yeah.
It's like 36 tall by probably 36 wide, and then 18 deep.
Yeah,
I have one of those.
Something like that.
Yeah,
I have an empty one that I do something similar, and that's very interesting. I know that when you want to like go hab, you need like a really, really big space. So it's always interesting to hear how other people have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean those were big eyelash fibers too. So, kind of like how they were talking on the recent Reptile Fight Club episode with Mutton and Casey. Like snakes going backwards in meal size, especially for something that small, they're likely not gonna exert the energy to bother trying to procure that. And I'm sure because those two groups spend so much time naturally together, there's sort of a natural disinterest, knowing that those frogs are
Like,
bad news.
But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
I think it also has something to do with it being properly maintained in captivity.
Right.
Like there's no reason for
Right, they're well
snake to
fed.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I wonder if there's any benefits of having the two together. If they're together in like their natural habitat as well, they benefit off each other at all. Although like it seems unlikely with as that pair, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
I would think in the wild stuff like any sort of mites or parasites or anything like that, but I don't
Yeah,
think
exactly. Yeah,
snake mites are really a major. Snake mites to me seem like something that's 100% a captivity problem, not a.
Yeah.
I've never found a rat snake down here that was covered in
Same.
mites.
Same.
I don't know about you.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, you see more like ticks. Like
Yeah.
I've seen snakes covered in ticks, plenty of times. But yeah, that's
That's why I make the joke that
really
I
about
feel
it.
like wild caught snakes are almost cleaner than a lot of captive snakes are at this point.
Externally, maybe,
I'll take my
but
chances with some wild caught stuff, at least like local, like rat snakes and whatnot, than some of the stuff that comes from some of these guys that are selling really busted animals.
I just be worrying about like stuff, treating for internal parasites. I feel like that can be a lot more dicey if you don't do it right. But
I don't find it to be anything terribly difficult.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, I've
Certainly
oftentimes-
not cutting them out with a blade.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say this. I've oftentimes wondered about trace elements of certain anti-parasitic medications that might be found in waste, and then isopods or whatever, or springtails or what have you, go onto the waste, and then something like a dart frog eats that isopod. Do those toxins, do they get fully absorbed? Do they transfer over? That was a thought of mine.
I believe every dart frog species has a different alkaloid that they can convert into a toxin. So I think it would have to depend if that specific alkaloid is in going through that process as well.
Yeah, but no, I was saying more like you have a cohab between a tree viper and a dart frog. You gave the tree viper a mouse with panicure in it, right? Did it, and let's say it didn't fully use up all that panicure and it pooped it out, and now the isopods are eating the poop, and then the dart frog eats the isopod and then gets sick from the panicure. I mean, obviously, I'm using generalities, but
I think by the time it's processed and comes out the other end, it's probably nothing to worry about.
The other end 3 times.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's possible, but I think a lot of frogs are probably a little tougher than we give them credit for. I mean, I just use the water from that pure filter that I use in my room anytime I missed it and stuff, and I never had a single issue across multiple species. And I'm sure that water wasn't like reverse osmosis level clean or anything like that, but tadpoles did fine, froglets did fine, adults did fine. We're talking about Rhinotomea, Dendrobates, Phyllobates, everything.
I 100% agree with that. I don't use RO water either. Not necessary. If anything, I think it would be like the opposite of useful, right? There's like no minerals in the water for the tadpoles to absorb. Like
yeah,
no, I don't.
Well, that's been my theory with prolapses with chondros, is water quality, and if you're using something that is especially distilled, which I won't even drink distilled myself, I think that's something that's really bad for a lot of animals, and it's because it's completely devoid of anything, minerals, salts, and stuff like that. And so when you put it in your body, because it's, my theory is, and I could be completely full of shit. So if anybody knows, let me know.
Probably.
So you have the distilled molecules that have no saturations of anything else in it. It's pure H2O, right? You put it into a body or a cell that has all of these things, and so it's going to pull them out. Exactly. And so that's what I'm thinking happens. Because the one time that I had prolapse, I mean, the one time, it's anecdotal, 100%, but one time I had prolapse in a chondro, it was because I was using distilled water for whatever reason. And I think it just zapped any of the elements and trace minerals and stuff they needed in their gut to pass these things, and just cause problems. So yeah, osmotic disturbance is a good way Ish talked about it. So
well, Fadi, what do you got going on these days herpetologically?
I am building new tanks. That's pretty much it. I just recently got emerald tree skinks, which I don't know if anybody here has ever worked with them, but if anybody has advice or information on them, please send it my way, because again, there's not much information on them. Found a very useful Facebook group, but that's about it. But I'm building tanks. I'm moving things around. I've taken all my aquariums out of here, moved them to a separate room. So mostly because I don't want to ruin the carpet, but that's about it. I've been for the past month moving tanks around. You can see like everything's empty shelves, empty tanks. Like soon we're getting there, but it's a lot of work.
Those seem like they've gotten really popular lately. Those tree skinks. I've seen a ton of people keeping them now.
I over a year ago hadn't even heard of them, and then a couple of friends got them, and now it seems like, I don't know about in the States, but up here in Canada they're becoming very popular, and I think it's like they seem like they have a great personality. Like they seem very, once you can tame them down and handle them, they seem like they're very smart and inquisitive. They'll come up to the glass and like.
Now these are not the ones with the really long tails, are they?
No.
Okay.
I can. I'll send you some pictures. I don't know.
Yeah.
If put them here, but yeah, they're like about 5-6 inches only. They're tree climbers though. They are also omnivores, which is just like always nice because I run out of crickets, I can always just throw it in the pit and bash it till I can get something the next day or whatever. But that's pretty much them. I'm waiting on the mountain horn dragons to get to like breeding size as well, but that seems like it's taking forever.
Oh yeah. What locality are the mountain horns?
I have no idea, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm expecting Indonesia, but further than that, I can't even like. Yeah, it's came in on a wild caught female, but I wasn't able to find out where the like import came from.
Yeah.
And then she laid the eggs and died.
Oh.
So I can't even like compare pictures of her to like other locales to kind of try to drag out like or try to compare or whatever information. And other than that, actually, I just remembered I have Stenodactylus eggs. They're supposed to hatch any day, and I wanted to ask you guys: do you know that if they go over like when they're supposed to hatch, if they're like, I don't know what the right word for this, poppable, openable, or are they just gonna rot?
I mean, I wouldn't because they're so tiny, and I'm afraid I'd pop it like a grape.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
But I mean, there's no hurt in candling it. If it's 90 days and it's 100 days, and you're like, you know what, let me hold this thing up to some light. I don't think it would hurt. So
yeah,
these things are friggin' sweet, man.
Yes, yeah. So mine aren't even full grown yet. I can't even like look at all the color variations they come in, but right now very similar to like the second picture.
When I was a kid, there was a issue of Reptiles magazine that talked about these things, and they've always caught my eye ever since. Like,
so that one, that is beautiful. The Natali, but I cannot find it anywhere, or not. And there's also the Armada that is. So I know that not locale, but I know that the ones I have are Capra. So that one up there, yeah.
Not these guys.
No, the one right before it.
This guy.
That is Capra, yes.
They're just cool. PetSmart used to sell them.
I have never seen them like until I found.
PetSmart carried them for a while.
Bullshit.
My babies, I never saw them anywhere.
Dude, we used to get them at Strictly by the thousands.
What?
And Petco, PetSmart, you name it. Everyone and their mother had them. And we sold them. They were like $12.99 wholesale.
Oh my god!
Like thousands of them.
That's crazy.
So
that's nuts.
I got mine at 80 each.
They call them bloodsuckers. Isn't that another name for them?
I haven't heard that name. No.
Yeah. No. I'll tell you, like,
here's the real mountain horn dragon.
Yeah.
There it is.
I love these little dudes, man.
I do as well. I originally was confused with the whole like difference name when I was hearing about two different species with two different care, and I was like, "How? Like it's the same species?" And then I looked them both up.
So on your mountain horns, do you have in flight cages or in glass?
I have them in glass.
Okay.
I just I have my it's a screen top. I'm going to move them into that 36 exoteric actually and make it a paludarium. So that's what they're going in. But as long as you have like a good misting cycle on it and like enough ventilation, so the whole top is screening, it completely dries out between misting. I have not had any. Sorry, I should rephrase that. It does not completely dry out between misting, but it dries out enough for them to not have any like.
It's got good airflow.
Sure,
it's not stagnant.
It got basically. Yeah. So yeah, nice. They do require a lot of humidity though. So it's just at above 60% most of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not as, or maybe I just got lucky with the 3 that I got, but they're not as finicky as I heard they would be before I got them.
I think it's because you got captive born.
Maybe, yeah, very possible, yeah.
Because I know we never had. It wasn't one of those species where you import 100 and 90 die. That was not the case. Okay. They did really well all the times that we always brought them in, but we also kept them in big open air, flight cages, And
But you can do that where you are.
Yeah, I could do that where I was, you know,
Yeah.
and even still, because we would bring them in every night, you know, and if it didn't rain that day, we'd miss them in the warehouse at night, and they ate, but you could always see it was either A or F. You either had lizards that ran to the bottom and ate crickets immediately and ate superworms immediately, or they just sat there and didn't eat anything at all because they were freaked out about everything that's going on. So,
and that makes that does seem like they do seem like they would stress out easy, but the three I've had are good so far.
that's good.
The one thing that I like if you've heard anything about them, you'd know is that they do need moving water though. Like they will not drink out of
Yeah.
stagnant still water. So I have like a little bubbler in their water bowl for now. Eventually, like some active moving water in there so that they can always hydrate themselves. Because it's not so much the humidity. I think that it is their ability to reach water and hydrate themselves. Like I will always find them sitting in that water bowl. I'll see them completely dunk their head under it and kind of like
Really
spend like a few seconds down there and like kind of like they're soaking everything in. They're very cool and they're very, very like straight out of when I got them as babies. I got them at like only 3-4 weeks old, and they were already super tame, super docile. You just pick them up and put them on your shoulder. They're great pets. I can't believe that. Like I heard from people up here as well that they were everywhere, and for the past like ever since I've been in the hobby, I haven't seen them anywhere. I haven't seen any in person. So
yeah, I haven't seen them
hopefully
in a very very long time. So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe they had sort of their buzz for a while, and then it kind of like so many other things just faded out. But
yeah,
which
is what I feel is happening with the tree skinks now. They're just they're getting the buzz now. Like everybody's talking about them, like you said. Yeah.
I want to say Podfather's dad has some.
He does.
Yeah,
I think he does.
Is he able to handle his?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
It's not so much that I'm like crazy, like I have to handle them. I want to be having them, but they're so fast.
It does make life easier.
I'm worried that if I'm not able to handle them, I'm going to lose them someday. So, super inquisitive species though, always watching me. Like I can see them from halfway across the room. They're just kind of like, "What are you doing?"
And when you do the paludarium with the mountain horns, are you going to do some kind of like rain feature or no?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to be planning this for like 6 months. I want to be like a full-on decked out tank with like misting, fogger going in, like a rain system. I want to put a waterfall in there. I've seen pictures on Mountain Horn Facebook groups, of like them actually sitting in like a kind of a river system. Like there's land on one side and there's like moving water in a river, and they'll kind of just sit in it and have their head just resting on the side. So I'd like to kind of do something like that.
Yeah, because I imagine where they come from, it would be, a lot
very rainy.
Very rainy, but it's almost one of those things where it's kind of like Florida, where every single day at 4 p.m.
it rains for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it is, and then that's it. But it's every single day.
Yeah.
So,
but they are kind of more temperate in Montaigne, though, right? Like
they are, yes.
Cooler temperatures.
So
they're almost like Rhino Rats in that regard of like, humidity is kind of important, but they're also not in a super tropical, South America type of environment. It's much more of a Montaigne cooler forest kind of thing.
I have a hotspot on them, but it's only in one corner, and it only goes up to like 82, 83 tops, and that's about it. And they're always on the other side, by the way. I have never I've never once seen them use it, but it's in there.
It's there.
It's there. They're always like closer to where I have a little because they're still in a relatively small tank right now because they're still babies. But I have a little let me figure out. I've seen them. It's like a little white Tupperware thing with a spout, and it drips water every like couple of seconds.
Oh yeah.
They are always sitting under it. Like they really do love water. It's crazy.
Yeah, it has like a little valve spigot that you screw into like a deli cup.
That's the one. Drives me crazy because I have to fill it every day.
That's what we did back in the day before there was Miss Kings, before there was foggers. What we did was we got an old a margarine container or a butter tub, right? And you'd screw one of those little spigots in there, and that's the only way that you would keep baby chameleons alive. Because everyone kept them in open air screen things in their living room, and no one's going to miss the screen because it goes through the screen and wets your furniture. So you would do your little margarine container with fresh bottled water every day, and they would sit there and just.
How's it go again?
No, I'm not doing it again. Everyone else can rewind for that.
Go. Yeah, I was gonna say, go back to the recording. Screen record.
There's gonna be screenshots of that.
Yeah, that'll be a boomerang in no time.
Yep.
Oh,
Man, the more I'm seeing Vanzolini though being posted, the more I miss mine.
I should start posting mine more then. I'm having problems with mine. I don't know what's going on. I told you already.
I do miss the Rana Tomea the most. Those were the most fun frogs.
Quickly becoming my favorite species.
And I just did the Vanzos though in particular. Just like if you just have a pair together, just watching the parental care. You know, they follow each other around. Like they hang out together. Like they're documented as like a monogamous species. Like if you keep a group of them together, the same pair will hang out together.
That's cool.
And watching them, watching Dad take care of tadpoles and
watching them on the back. It's
It's. I know I've said it before on one of the shows, but it just blows my mind that something that small can be that complex behaviorally. You know, because you're thinking about like their brain is literally probably just a bundle of cells. It's really not anything developed or distinct, but they're so hardwired for this kind of stuff that to have those behaviors out of something that tiny is just insane to me.
I'm
Fogger, the
surprised.
same thing, like obligate Gator. Sorry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm surprised you didn't stay into dart frogs solely for the purpose of
Bill's on
rhino
fire
rats.
tonight.
What's wrong with Phil?
No, I said Bill's on fire tonight. He
Oh,
said
Bill.
Reptile Pete Davidson is super quiet in his inaugural.
Whoa there! Whoa!
Bill's like bitter,
whoa.
man.
Jeez, why you gotta come at me on my first episode, man?
No,
He doesn't have Casey to yell at.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, for the rhinos, yeah. I mean, that was the Rhino Rats. The tadpoles, the Vitatus tadpoles I had worked really well for feeding those. So they ate those like crazy, but I don't know. I mean,
I get a clutch every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
On like it's like
It's
on
crazy.
the clock every 2 weeks. So they're a great feeder species.
Mhm.
I didn't know that Rhino Rats can see them. That's awesome.
Well, I tried them out. I wasn't sure. I think it's been documented that they would, but I was like, I have some tadpoles. This was the one baby rhino that I got from Terry, my first one that I lost. It got out and I never saw it again. And he's like, it's still kind of, it'll take pinkies sometimes. It's still kind of converting over. And so I was like, I'll put a tadpole in there with a pinky and see what happens. And both were gone in minutes. So yeah.
Yo, I was thinking about this the other day. How mad would you be if you got a phone call from the person that bought your house saying there was a 4-foot green snake in their living room?
Well, that was at my parents' house before we bought
okay.
it. And
Oh,
they have vents in their floor downstairs. And I think it got into one of those vents and escaped from LA, escaped from New York style.
Yeah.
Disappeared.
Piskin.
That
Piskin.
sucks.
And then I felt I had to give Terry the bad news. It's like, dude, I feel like an idiot. Not making that mistake again, though. Because I'm getting 2 more from him here soon.
I was about to say, didn't you make that mistake like at least 15 more times after that?
That was Alterna, and that was different.
Oh,
Those were on the animals, not him.
I blame the
definitely.
rack. Now that I have the shims and stuff, I haven't had any issues. Thank you.
Dude, there were.
And then everyone else in our friend group started having issues with
You
losing snakes. And I was
definitely-
like, I hope you all feel wonderful because this is hilarious to me that you're losing snakes.
You definitely lost more than just the alternative, though.
Yeah, but those were
Say.
recovered. Almost all the. I think one Alterna I never found again.
Oh yeah, I thought they all were pretty much recovered.
Where's that yellow rat that you had?
Oh, that fucker gone.
Yeah, shut up.
At least it's native.
Yeah, that was native, all right. or it might still be in my dad's shed somewhere. Who knows?
Well, speaking of native, Mr. Pete Davidson, what are you doing this time of the year?
It's not a funny joke. Hate that.
I mean,
guy.
you're dating
No,
Kim
I'm just kidding.
Kardashian.
Yeah.
How are your colubrids?
They're doing great, man. Rocking and rolling. Other than one of my little Everglades is still holding out on me. Does not want to eat and is very, very frustrating. Other than that, though, everybody's doing pretty solid.
I think I
did-
found the secret. So I finally got my female pyro to eat. And it was the last time it was fed was the last week in July by the breeder.
Mm.
And he assist fed it, and it has not eaten for me since. And I just got it to eat. and I took a frozen thawed pinky, I brained it, and then I took a little piece of lizard shed from one of the girdle tail lizards, and I stuffed it in the pinky's mouth, and I just left it there, and it was gone in an hour.
That's what I'm hearing. I don't have access to anything lizard related.
You're not in a room
What?
right now with monitors?
Give me a piece of shed, you piece of shit. Come on.
Henrietta and Marv are off limits.
You can't give me a little piece of
I'm
skin.
You really
sure.
think an Everglades rat is going to eat an Australian monitor scented?
I
Phil,
think.
what did
I
you
think
use?
I used African girdle tail lizard.
My point.
That's African.
And the snakes from Arizona. What?
That's exactly the same.
Are they lizard eaters?
Yeah.
Yeah, as babies, they'll eat like fresh little anoles in the wild normally.
We don't have those everywhere here.
Well, right now we don't because it's been cold.
It's warm today.
I'm
I'll
also
bet
not.
you if
I'm
I go
also
down-
not catching a
If
native
I go to
anole.
work right now, I'll bet you there's some Turkish geckos chilling on
Dude,
that.
if you can find one of those geckos, I'll take one of those because those are invasive.
You should be able to find one in Smitty's
Dude,
garage
I
right
caught
now.
I caught the last one you had.
Supply and demand, my friend.
Listen, Jake, all I'm saying is, you know, Schmitty isn't cleaning that Aki enclosure well enough that there's not a little piece of skin floating around there somewhere.
Yeah, I need to go in there.
Just
I would
go-
take
He's
some
still
off.
for
convinced they're
skin.
not even real. He's yet to see them.
Nah.
Every time he comes over, they're
Yeah,
hiding.
no, I've never seen them.
Okay, but that doesn't do. Who cares? We know they're there. Just steal their skin.
Yeah, I know. I need some. I would take some off my geckos, but they eat that shit. So,
Right. That's why you got to go to.
So
Go
now,
to the-
now Smitty's got to pick up the pieces.
You gotta
Literally.
be
dude,
selfish.
I'm literally gonna give you a bag of fuzzies tomorrow. You
Oh, that's true. Never mind, we're
you-
good.
You can give me.
We'll see what we can find.
Okay, all right.
That seems like a fair trade.
Yeah.
A piece of shed skin from a lizard for a whole bag of fuzzies.
Well, apparently
Yeah.
these are like busted, gross fuzzies.
Okay, they're not busted.
They're
They
like
are
half
just.
rotted or
These
something.
are no.
they
They're not.
One's thawed.
Rodent Pro.
They're from Rodent Pro. They kind of suck. So basically, like these fuzzies are they're hopper size mice at a fuzzy weight. So they're like just super
Anorexic?
they're
That's the
super
face I made,
skimpy.
too,
Yeah,
so.
they're like really bony and like
Just like Jake.
they man. What? Come on. You're killing me
This
over
first
here.
episode of Sticks and Stogies, it's
Look.
got to be a roast.
Dude, I'm
It's just-
It's gotta be a roast.
I'm getting a
He's
little.
getting it
I'm
from
getting
all
a little
angles here.
chunky over here. Come on, man. I got a little,
kidding
got
me?
A little meat on my bones. Look, man.
Sitting here with my man titties popping out. He's like, man, I'm getting a little fat.
Well, I go to
Well,
the.
you
I
look
go
like a
to.
freaking
I go to the
orangutan.
gym, Justin. So I don't know what you want from me.
Since when?
Since like recently.
Since like 2 days ago.
Oh, man.
Ish needs a Hernando County yellow rat female. Hook him up.
I need a female for my Hernando too, but
Send
I
us some of those
would
red
like.
carpets.
I plan on going to Florida at some point, hopefully in the spring, if I can swing it. So I plan on going to Hernando County. So we'll see what happens.
I just read.
You just read
I
that?
just read Bill's
What?
comment.
Can I read it out loud?
Yes.
I don't know why more of you guys don't get a wholesale lot of baby Cresties, pop a balloon, freezer bag all the drop tails.
Man with a plan.
Dude, there's somebody around here with Cresties. You
It's
hit up
funny,
and
man,
down.
because like
They just don't
Bill
produce
is
fast enough to make it worthwhile, man.
Bill is Mr. Lizard, but at the same
Yeah.
time, he's always willing
don't
to
care.
sacrifice
Yeah.
it to a snake.
Yep.
Oh man. But no, Jake, all the colubrids are doing good.
Yeah, man, for the most part. I had something horrendous happen a couple weeks ago, which was not fun. I actually changed up. So I started feeding fish and stuff to my water snakes, kind of change it up. I'm doing frog legs and fish and all that. But so I fed a group of water snakes. There were 3 animals in this enclosure. I gave them a plate of fish and pinkies. And 2 days after I fed them, I opened that enclosure to the smallest of that group having choked on a piece of fish, I assume trying to regurgitate it.
Really?
Yes, and it was very odd and extremely unfortunate. I was not happy about it. But yeah, so that kind of sucked. That was a
I'm
pretty
not
big.
totally convinced it wasn't suicide.
I don't know. It was really weird. It was just like it because it had obviously eaten, but it was like it had this big piece of something. Maybe because it was pinkies and fish. Could have been a piece of pinky. I don't know. I thought I chopped it up fine enough. but I don't know if it was too big or if he got it down and then he couldn't get it back up, if he was regurgitating or what the deal was. But that sucked. Luckily, it wasn't like I still have a pair. This was a reverse trio, so I'm fortunate enough that it was one of the males, and I do still have a trio. But things happen, and so that
It's just
kind of
one of those
sucked.
things that there's nothing you could do.
Yeah,
with it
you know,
anyways.
it's
You know,
like,
you just
I
gotta
don't-
take the loss and
Move on, keep her
on.
going.
You
So
got
I
stronger males to breed with.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
ones that can actually handle food.
yeah, so we'll see. Everything else is going really good though. Everything's growing. My gray rats are getting really big, which is great. They're growing
Have
up
you posted
a
any
lot.
pictures of the white oaks recently?
I just my most recent post is of
Yeah,
my
those are
my
like,
white
I
oak.
keep forgetting you have those.
Yeah, dude, my white oaks are absolutely killer. They are definitely one of my most anticipated pairs coming up. I don't know. I really, really love them. They were kind of the start of this whole craze for North American colubrids. So they hold a special place in my collection. They're doing fantastic.
So I had someone come up from Savannah and buy some bears today, and she listened to the podcast and stuff, and I told her, I was like, yeah, Jake and I, we've just been going crazy in colubrid. She's like, why? Why is that? And I was like, because we both just keep getting our ass kicked by pythons and stuff. And we're just we've given up, I told her, I was like, my adult green tree female died, so I don't have anything to breed for the next foreseeable future. And I was like, I've always loved corns, and so it's just one of these things where it's like you kind of just throw up your hands, and it's like, I'm just gonna focus on stuff that isn't gonna make me cry at night.
I don't know, man. But see, sometimes like these colubrids, like they have made me realize pythons do spoil you like tremendously. It's like I used to think doing my pythons took a little while until I got a bunch of colubrids. Now, like whenever my python day, because I usually do pythons and colubrids on different days, but now my python day is super easy, super quick. It's nothing compared to going through all those smelly colubrids. It's crazy.
I don't know.
But I love it, man. They're just so much fun. Although you never know what you're gonna walk into whenever you open those tubs, man. It's wild.
I don't find that the colubrids are really that bad, though.
No, that's not
feel
that
like
they're that bad.
it's
It's just carpets
over-exaggerated.
are easy. Carpets
Well,
are just so
Are
easy.
you keeping the colubrids on Aspen or paper towels?
Aspen.
Okay, I was gonna say if you're on paper towels, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, no, I do Aspen for colubrids. I would lose my mind doing that.
You don't worry about that wire in there rusting?
No, it's got a coating on it.
Yeah, but
That's
does
what
that
the
coating not come off a little bit?
No, I've never had the coating come off. I mean, you have to cut it and stuff, but no. I
I
mean,
ain't trying to give my stuff tetanus.
no, man, I got that. I started using that after I went to Montrose's place. He uses that stuff in everything, and it's a lot more sturdy, so you
Yeah.
can put stuff that weighs a little bit more on it. Like you can use it for adult rat
See if
snakes
I
and
can
stuff.
bring it up so you can see what I'm talking about.
Other than because the other fencing that I've used has just been like the plastic mesh, and that's great for babies. It's fantastic for babies, but anything bigger, it'll
See, the
crush.
problem is that you're using that mesh. What you need to do is you need to get some specialty enclosure design arboreal perches for designed specifically for tubs, like I've done
Yes.
with many of my snakes, including my brand new subox, which I am the creepiest of creepers at night with, because I creep around the corner with my flashlight, and all of them are like sprawled out, looking all cool, like they're in, I'm in Texas. Look at me. And then they look at you.
Look at me.
They look at the light. And they're like, "That's not natural."
Freeze. I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
man. Those Brahms perches, man, make the world go round, even if it's not arboreal.
Yeah, no, I definitely like my Brahms because I do have several Brahms perches on a lot of my stuff. But I grabbed that green wire fencing right there just for sole cheap purposes of having something in there for all my enclosures. Eventually, I would like to have everything.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oof.
that guy is sick
It's a
nasty.
nice snake.
I opened his tub up after a fresh shed, and I about shit my pants.
You produced that one?
Yeah, that was one of my productions.
Dude, that
Oh
whole
my
collection, like all the ones that you popped out were just good looking animals.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of colubrids.
You know what we
Look
call
at,
that?
look at
That
Chris
kind
patting himself on the back there.
that
Looking good.
that's funny.
Dude,
Blow out a rotator cuff.
those bull snakes are absolutely incredible, though. I love those things. And my
Damn,
Seminole
look at
County,
that guy. That guy's
My
got some
sem-
stripes.
dude, my Seminole counties. Oh my god, I absolutely love those yellow rat snakes, man. And my Qrikets probably take the cake for my favorite snakes in the collection. I'm not gonna lie.
His
The
eyes look weird.
Qrikets rat snakes are unlike any other rat snakes I have, and they are just really, really cool.
Okay,
Those
I gotta
smell
ask.
in the background.
I was gonna say, what is that?
Are you guys? Are there frogs calling?
Yeah.
That's probably the Vitatis, but they just stopped. I have the I can't hear them.
Oh my god.
This happens every time I record. And somebody asks me, and I go like, "Wait," I take it off, and they stop recording, and I have to go back. And I'm editing, and I'm like,
It was either one of two things. It was either a broken washing machine or it was a Cuban tree frog on meth. One or the other. It had to be one or the other.
Okay, definitely the Vitatis then, because that's what they sound like.
There's your Ladies Island. Oh,
That's
Yeah,
so
that is
cool.
Batat, isn't it? That is one thing I miss a lot too, is like having a quiet house and hearing all the different calls from all the different rooms and stuff. Because I used to keep some in our bedroom, some in the snake room.
I keep them all in the same room, and they set each other off. Like the Vitatis will start calling that around its May, will pick it up, and then eventually you're just hearing calls all night. But I find it's like right after sprays too that they especially go, or right after I feed. But I love it as well. It's very nice. It's the best part of keeping frogs is the call.
Time out.
So that guy,
Beautiful snakes.
Did you ever promote
yes,
via Vintage Records?
yes, I did. Multiple times. So that snake right now, Phil, you remember I actually picked that one up in Daytona, the really tiny
Yeah.
Everglades.
Oh yeah.
That thing is like pink right now, like
Nice. Good.
straight pink. He's turning out really, really
Dude,
nice.
Dan produces
Yeah.
some really killer stuff.
Yeah, and then
Hey,
there's
that
that other
Everglades
female
I
I
got, that Everglades I got from Kasicki, dude, just started turning orange.
Really?
Mm.
Like it's faint. You can see. Oh, there's the money shot. Look at that.
Ponchatoula.
Yeah, man, those bandits are absolutely incredible. I have like 5 or 6 of those now. I think 5. Yeah, I have 5 of those now.
See, Justin, we don't need background music. We'll just have Fadi on every
Yes.
show.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it.
That's exactly it. I can actually hear them now. I think those are the epitobates, by the way.
Nice.
They're just, yeah. And I'm more than down. I won't even have to be there. I'll send you guys a recording. I'll put it there. You guys can play it in the background.
Nice.
Dude, I love
nice.
how every single animal in your collection is from Montrose.
No, a lot of them from Paint Shop too.
That's why Montrose has been called the dealer, because
Yeah,
Man,
for
look at that
almost
logo.
almost everything colubrid wise is from Paint Shop or Montrose.
That is my
At
favorite
the-
snake
at
that
this
you've shown
point.
so far. I
You
may be
still have
biased
this one, right?
though.
That is that's one of my favorite animals from the
how many babies did you hold back total so far?
I have them all still.
Oh, okay.
I still have all the babies from that clutch. 2 of them are going in a trade here in a couple weeks. I
Mm.
produced that animal as well.
That purple.
Yeah, she's turning out really well. That was actually the very first snake I ever produced because that was the first animal out of the egg. It was the first one to pip and first one out of the egg. So it was the very first animal I ever
Oh,
produced.
look at that.
That's one of
Look
my
at the
favorite pictures.
Lavender.
See, I
Look
gotta
at
stay Team Python. Like, look at this.
Look at the perfect arrow on that animal though. I don't know why, but it's a
What,
lot.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of the babies from that clutch have like these just perfect arrows down their sides. And I think it's really neat. I don't know why, but multiple of them have it. Yeah,
Beautiful.
bunch of popping carpets now. Let's see after that. This was
Before the
pre
switch.
hiatus. Yeah, this was pre hiatus.
I was gonna say, are Poblins the only thing you have left Python wise?
No, I still have my scrub.
Oh, that
Oh,
right there,
And
dude.
I have a ball python. So that is
Spurge.
that one. Yeah, that one I posted most recently.
Mhm.
That is that animal as a much younger.
Oh
baby.
wow.
The most recent carpet I posted recently. So there's that one, and then the most recent I posted are the same animal. They have colored up very, very nicely.
Oh, I forgot about these coastals from Billy.
Oh yeah, I do have the coastals too. I forget about them.
Are
Yeah.
they still horrible?
No, the male's fine. The female's a bitch. But no, the male is absolutely fantastic. I love my little coastal project, man. They're great.
Fudd, you got any snakes on the horizon?
I have just the one. That's what I was saying. I'm maybe a little biased. I have one carpet python, like that was sold to me as a jungle carpet python. I have no information on lines or genes or breeder or anything, but he's very cool. I haven't this has only been like a year that I got into it. I'm tempted, and obviously seeing all of you guys post these pictures, I'm very tempted. But maybe not for a little while. I don't think so.
That's why you get colubered, man. They're small.
But
I
they're
will
also
always
faster, no?
I will always have green trees, but colubrids are fun. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, one day. Oh, we moved on to this. Okay. Yeah, those guys.
He
Dude,
said,
these
"Oh, we're
things
here
are
now."
freaking cool.
They're
So cool.
very, and they call too, by the way.
Do they?
The male has a little chirp that'll go right after lights off. He'll start calling, and that purple female at the top is about to pop with some eggs.
This one?
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what's all the
These are
variation
so
in
freaking
these,
cool, man. Holy
So that's
like,
what I'm wondering as well. This is my
natural.
Yeah, it's my first season working with them. I bought them, told they were wild caught, but then I spoke to another person that was breeding them, like a couple of hours north of me, and he says there's no way those are wild caught, and like that there's not there. He says there's not that much variation in their natural colors. So he thinks that those are captive bred, but I don't really know. I'm wondering if like what the babies will come out, and then if it's an if I can isolate the specific morphs and colors out of them, because I would love to create more of that white one.
Yeah.
Bit of a preference for that one.
Is that
And
one
is it-
in the regenerated tail?
It is a regenerative tail. So I was when I first got them, it was a very shady Kijiji, which I don't know if you guys have Kijiji over there, but like eBay,
Okay.
like online, like buying, sell,
Sure.
whatever
Craigslist.
platform.
Craigslist.
Yeah, There we go. There we
Yeah.
go. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Yes. And it was very, very sketchy buy, and she had no information on them. Couldn't tell me where they came from. Just said yes, they're wild caught. She couldn't tell me what subspecies they were. So I actually believed that was a different subspecies, and then the one on the top left, right next to the purple one, is either a runt or a subspecies. Apparently, they're all Stenodactylus, but there's a lot of variation even in shape of head, and like some of them have like bumps over the nose, some of them have like kind of a curved nose, but that did turn out to be a regenerated tail. Yeah.
I mean, none of them look identical.
At all.
Like they
Yeah.
all
At
are
all.
different, whether it be color or patterns or what. But that's just
So
incredible.
what you're saying is
variation.
this came back in a tube sock in someone's laundry, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, I don't know. That I spoke to another person who helped me like ID them as Stenodactylus, but he basically said it based on size. So I'm wondering if like it could be just different sizes of the same.
What I was
like-
going to say is, and again, forgive me if I'm out of line here. I would take them and I would put them in a deli cup with a crumpled up paper towel, so they're smushed against the bottom, and then I would take photos of their underside, and then see if I can get taxonomic records of what the femoral scalation is or pore definition. You know what I mean? And kind of see if you can, I don't want to say do like a scale count for lack of a better synonym, but do that and see if you can kind of get an idea of what they are, or if it's a locality type thing. And then of course I'm going to hit a naturalist and look at every single freaking gecko on there.
Yeah. So I actually found some in Abu Dhabi on iNaturalist, but it was definitely not the same subspecies that I have. And also, just since it's already on the screen, shout out to Dactylus then, because he's actually the person that's been giving me all the information on them, because I cannot find any information anywhere else. So that was the first time in that comment that I actually got an ID. And then I went on to messaging him and found out some more information on them. But that is a great idea. I actually have these little like experimental plates that they fit in perfectly. Like exactly, sweet. I won't even have to put anything on top of them. So I might try to do that.
Yeah, man.
And find out, because I'd be interested to know. I'm mostly interested to know because they are laying eggs. So I'm kind of just want to make sure I'm not creating little hybrids here or
Yeah.
or something like
Well,
that.
because like when Marcus and I did all the girdle tails, like that was the thing is you grab a lizard, flip it over, look at the femoral area, and get an idea of what you're looking at in terms of scalation or pores or hemipenal bulge or what have you. But Henry taught me with the king cobras, you just take a picture of the vent and the tail, and you just do scale count off the pictures.
yeah.
So I don't know if that's something that could be done with them. I don't know enough about them, but the more I mess with, the Saharan snakes, the more I want to keep a handful of these too as, scenting pets.
Right. No, that makes sense. Yeah. I guess they come from the same area. Would they eat them as well, or would the snakes only be eating like the rodents in the desert?
I would say that's going to be 80% of their diet, I imagine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially juveniles under 2 years old. Oh yeah. Totally going to eat that.
They seem like they, like, again, first season, I don't really know. Hopefully, assuming everything hatches and goes well, they seem like they breed pretty fast. So it could
Nice.
potentially be something you try to do. Like, it's only been a couple of months, and I've already got like 8 eggs out of them.
Oh, nice.
And
Are
that's
you
just
checking
with
for
2
eggs
females.
daily or no?
I'm not. No, that's another thing too. I just kind of I see them daily, and I've kind of learned to pick off when
go
they're
down?
about to. Like I can see that the female is gravid, and then I can almost tell you like she's going to lay in the next 2-3 days, and then you kind of start seeing the change in behavior, start digging around, moving around. So I'll check during that week, but only after. Like you can also see that she has laid the eggs. They get significantly skinnier, and so yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Keep me posted on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely will. Yeah, thanks for the tip. I definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it'd work, but hopefully we can learn more.
Fingers
That'd
crossed.
be awesome.
Yeah.
Because dude, that purple one and that light white one, those are killer, bro. Killer.
Exactly. I want to know if they exist in the wild as well. Yeah. And that's Taz. That is my one snake.
Nice.
He's not much bigger, but he's quite a bit bigger than he is here.
Need a few more of them there things, man.
I really do. But if I get any more, I want to like get them from like lines and all of that. Like know what I have in the snake, I guess.
You could just chop the whole jungle thing and start getting into some pop wins.
I would not mind. They are smaller, right?
Yeah. So my breeder male, like an adult and a jumbo mouse leaves a bulge in my
See all the
bed
eggs in the
breeder,
back. Sorry.
and he's like, no, you're good. And he's like maybe 4 foot. Maybe.
Okay. Well, it's just perfect.
He's tiny.
Perfect. It's
Then
technically
diesel female.
Yeah, the females can get pretty
Beast of
diesel.
a female from
I have
how big?
I have 2 females that in my opinion they are very big for IJs.
Bigger than 6 feet.
Yes, I have 2 females that are
freakishly huge for an IJ.
6.5 foot pretty easily. But one of them is a lot heftier. I have not the one from Brahms, the other one I've had for several years. She's about as big around as my forearm, and so she's pretty. Not that my forearm's very big. I'm a pretty small guy, but no, for an IJ, she's pretty hefty. Phil, I think I showed her to you a while back when you were in town.
Hell yeah, dude! I remember that animal.
She's a beast.
Yeah, because it's actually bylawed here in my area to have any snakes larger than 6 feet. So I know I maybe messed up a little bit with the jungle, but I would like to get some like things that actually stay smaller than 6 feet. Also, I just actually noticed that I can actually also see the comments. So first of all, Billy, I will do that in a second, and message me about the species if you think that's the case, because I would love to find out more. Black Exotics is just saying
Bill.
that they could be Durae and Petrii, which is what I thought originally as well. Don't put your dart frogs in vivariums as small. This was also a mistake.
They're small, will be fine.
Yeah, I know. I guess a pair is probably okay in there, but they're such active species, especially Rhinotomea, that I feel like something a little bit bigger would be nice. That's cool, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love their
The belly pattern is awesome too.
They're crazy.
And yeah, Bill, I didn't even think about Petri. That could definitely be that.
Yeah, it's definitely a different species. Like it's been, I've had them long enough for it to have grown a little bit if it was a juvenile of the same species as the rest, and it has not changed at all. It's the most aggressive eater out of the group. It just doesn't make sense. And those are the mountain giants.
So
Dude,
cool.
those things are so freaking cool.
The
What?
coolest thing is the difference between the three that I have. Like there's one with a black eye patch, there's one that's completely black, and there's one that's almost like green, and they're all from the same clutch. Like it's crazy. But yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got geckos recently. Well, I say recently, I've had them for a few months now, but I just got Chinese cave geckos. Yeah, those are freaking sweet, man. I'm enjoying them. Certainly weird keeping bugs again. That's kind of annoying, but you know.
Hey, you'll
Any
get over
idea
it.
on
Yeah, I
sexes
get
yet?
over it.
Have
Huh?
they gotten any size on them to be able to determine what's what?
I haven't messed with them a whole lot. They've definitely grown a good bit. I really don't see them, and they're so like skittish about being messed with. I really just kind of leave them alone, and their bugs just disappear. So it is what it is. I pulled one out the other day to send a picture to our group, and I was like, "Holy shit, you've doubled in size." But yeah, no, they're growing. I need to get them out and actually look at it. I need Chris's help to determine sexes on any of them.
I mean, I can help you. I think I have a jeweler's loop somewhere. You can take a look at them.
you just want one or two of them. That's all it is.
How old did you say they were?
They
Or like how heavy? How many
they're
grams?
only I have no idea how heavy they are. I haven't weighed them, but they're only a few months old. I
Okay.
think I've had them for probably 2 or 3 months now, and I think they were only 2 months old when I got them, so they're probably going on 6 months oldish.
They should be approaching the size where
So
you should be able to see some pores or something.
Agreed. Yeah.
Just like I said, I have a jeweler's loop somewhere that we'll take a look.
Cool.
That's a really cool species too. It's
Yeah.
the Chinese or the Bao
Chinese, yeah.
Okay. They're-
No, they're really neat. I've enjoyed them. I don't think I'll get many more geckos, if any. There's part of me that why am I so the kind you and Chris are always talking about? I don't know why I can think of that. There's part of me now that I'm dealing with bugs that's like maybe I would get a pair of Coleonyx just because I think they're a really underappreciated lizard that are very cool.
That's
but
the problem with having
same
lizards
time,
now too. Is like it's like, well,
I'm already doing
have the
it.
bugs, so now I can get the Stropherus and Kimberly Rocks maybe, and like,
I want some Kimberly Rocks.
I've put the bug in Alan Stevens' ear, and we've already been in talks of some trades happening later.
Where I come from, we call that cahoots.
We're in cahoots.
I said, "What up with those Kimberly Rocks?" He said, "What's up with those all silver Bairds?" I don't know. You tell me.
Nice.
I wasn't planning on letting any of those go, but
It seems like a fair trade to me, brother.
every man has their price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad we're getting that black box stuff soon, because that'll give me a better idea of what I can pull off this year. Because I've also been talking to Sir Bobby Pebbles about some Jamaican boas, and got some corns coming. I got one from Chris coming tomorrow that he wants me to pair with one of my wild caught males here soon, and then Cox is sending me a male buff that he has, and
You're about to have corn falling out your ass, buddy.
I don't think I'm going to pair the thorn scrubs now.
Why not?
Why not?
Because if I'm already going to be pairing 2 to 3 pairs of Bairds,
Do it.
2 to 3 pairs of corns.
You won't.
Yeah, but they're thorn scrubs, man. It's not like you can't just put them in some sterilites and throw them on a shelf. You know what I mean?
It's not even that. It's the fact that I'm already going to have incubator space. And
Dude, I have an incubator.
I'm trying to come up with excuses, brats. You're making this very difficult.
Just think about all the other cool stuff you'll get to do if you sell the babies.
The Diones, the Binoculata. I worry about having a ton of stuff, and then I end up having to wholesale some things just to
Look.
So
make
what?
it easier.
If-
I don't,
pair
I
the
have a vision,
thorns.
Bill.
Pair the thorns. I'll incubate them, and if you don't want to deal with the babies, I'll deal with the babies. And you can just reap the benefits whenever I get rid of them.
That sounds like a sweet deal, man.
95.5.
Huh? Who's what?
So we'll split it 95-5.
Oh, okay.
5 for you.
Yeah, I figured that's what you meant.
I don't know. Those thorn scrubs are assholes, dude.
Mine aren't bad, man. Mine aren't bad at all.
Mine are.
I want their my females are kind of flighty, but my male, dude, my male is one of the chillest snakes in my collection.
When that girl wants to try and take a hit on you, she puts everything into it. She don't.
They're fat.
Like
they're
wimpy
fast
little...
as shit too, man. Those thorns, they got a whole other type of speed to them that some of these yellows don't have. It's kind of wild.
It's the desert shuffle.
The desert shuffle.
Yeah, I mean that's like what Miguel was saying. He's like, I'm here trying to decide on a single snake to add this year. That's the whole conversation we had on our one-on-one on Thursday. Was like the constant battle of I have things I want to do, but I have things I don't want to let go. You know, it's tough.
Yep. It's all about what keeps your jimmies rustling, man. Just gotta keep what keeps you going.
Yes, I will, Avery. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I've decided that I'm going to use these words very, very loosely. I'm done with pythons, with the exception of I need a male Darwin, a pure Darwin. I need an appropriate, and I mean a good, appropriate female jungle. And Angolans. I want to get a pair of Angolans. Casey needs to hurry the hell up with his.
And then I'm going to end that sentence with "for now."
For the foreseeable future.
I'm kind of in that spot with the pythons. Like I'm really happy with my carpet, stance. Like I'm not going to be adding any more carpet. Really?
Carpet
yeah, gang. Yeah. My carpet gang. I should say my Papuan carpet gang. Jesus. So I'm real happy with them. So I think I'm pretty much going to stay put with carpets for the most part. I'm still wondering if I'm not eventually going to get a female for my scrub. I don't really know. I enjoy Echo as he is, but he is a handful.
Spurge?
So. Spurge is just a mouth that I am been feeding for however freaking long like now, dude. I still can't believe
he just exists.
He just exists. He's just there. He's just taking
Christmas ball python.
He's just taking up a tub and a mouse every couple weeks.
Get a female blood, throw him to it, and pay your rent. Do it.
There you go.
You won't. Yeah. I know you won't.
Or I'll just get another female normal ball python, and then I'll just have a whole clutch of normal ball pythons and make the world explode.
Yeah, right.
Nobody will know why I did that, but I'll just.
And yes, Billy Jenkins, I would highly consider the right albino Darwin. I'm not an albino guy. I'm not a morph guy.
The albino Darwins do nothing for me, man.
See, yeah, I'm the polar opposite. The albino Darwin is the only albino that I like.
See, I'm not a morph guy either, but I'm a sucker for a good albino. I like albinos in just about anything for the most part, especially like Pituophis. I love albino Pituophis.
Yeah, but I feel like albino pits are like on a league of their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is true.
And Miguel says I need Mollendorfi. I had Mollendorfi, and I'm an idiot, and I don't have them anymore.
You can have bears, which are pretty much the same thing.
Those albino Darwins are nice.
Yeah,
I vote albino Darwins.
Yeah, dude, albino Darwin's pretty awesome.
I like when you find a really good looking normal Darwin. They look really, really good.
Yeah.
It's the thing for me is like albinos, those get so much attention for the albino factor that it's like pure regular Darwins really are smoking snakes. But no one seems to be putting a whole lot of effort into not doing albinos with those.
That's because IJs exist.
Yes, this is true. The Darwin light.
Yes, they are.
Wow.
But
yeah, I think Billy Hunt has a male albino Darwin that is just, dude, I love that snake. It just slaps me in the face every time I go to his house. The thing is awesome. And one day I'm going to convince him to let me borrow it.
Yeah, that'd be the thing to do.
Borrow it forever.
Billy will have a habit of doing that, man. You'll sit here and be like, I'm done with carpets. Then you leave Billy's house with 6.
Well, I'm trying to find that albino because every time I go to his house, I try and play with it, and the thing's meaner than sin. So it's kind of a juggling act, but it's worth it, man. The thing's stunning. Here's my Darwin. This picture's a couple months old, so forgive me for the size. But
And Fadi says, jokes about permanent loans, but there's people that do that with converts here. They're like, it's a
Phil.
permanent loan. It's like, dude, just say you
Phil.
have it and you get babies from it.
And then there's
That's what it is. It's like
I
you're not
guess.
getting that snake back.
Yeah.
Permanent.
Phil,
Yeah,
you need to reproduce that thing, and I'll get some Darwins from you, buddy.
I just
that
looked.
thing is fucking sweet.
This picture's actually from like June, so this thing's easily doubled in size. So, and it looks exactly the same.
It still has that like ivory almost color to it.
Yeah, exact
Dude,
same animal.
I love that look,
It
man.
almost
Yeah,
looks like a gelatin.
Wow, I
Yeah.
absolutely love that.
It's
Definitely need-
gelatin-ish.
Definitely need to get the right animal to put to
Right.
that.
Gelatiny.
Gelatiny. Let me try and find that Billy albino.
How big do the Darwins get?
They're very
Some of those
similar
smaller
to
sizes.
IJs. They're about the same.
Sweet.
They stay in the smaller range. And to be honest, with a lot of carpets, even jungles on average get a little bigger than popwins. But it's still all about how you feed them. You can get an IJ up to 6.5 foot easily,
Right.
just as easy. You can get a jungle up there, but you can just as easily keep a jungle around 5 and just under 6. For a bigger female. You can get jungles up to 7. Fairly easily if you wanted to, but that's gonna be a obese jungle carpet, in my opinion.
Well,
So it's all about feeding.
my first ever
Yeah.
carpet was a Diamond Jungle 50/50 F1, and that snake is now 17 years old, and it lives with my friend Chris, and it is 7 foot 2 inches,
Good.
Wow.
and it's lean. It gets like a small rat, like every 25 days, 20 days, whatever he
Right.
feeds it.
Wow.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, no, I've kind of come to the conclusion that like pretty much anything in my collection isn't going to get anything bigger than a medium rat, and then even adult carpets, that's going to be once a month, but I used to push some of my bigger stuff with larges, but I think at that point you're just giving them a bunch of fatty rodents, I think mediums as big as you need to go for any carpet, in my opinion.
What about the 9-foot coastals?
Wow, those just
I need 10 of them.
You mean
Yeah.
14 foot coastals?
Yes.
no, dude, it's oh my god, ridiculous.
Well, what's funny is I didn't realize how big popwin carpets could get until I went to Jake's house.
Yeah,
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, what's up with these Burmese pythons? Oh, wait.
Dude, I remember when that one female came in because Brahms got it. He most of the time when Jake gets something shipped, I have it shipped to the shop because I'm usually there. And this box showed up, and I was like, "Yeah, it's an
It's
adult
a
female
big
popwin,
box.
no big deal." Box showed up, I was like, "What the hell?" Like the box was what was the dimensions on that thing? It was massive. I was
Yeah.
like,
it was
like,
like
did you get
18
a
inches
bunch of
long.
different snakes? Or I opened the damn bag. I was like, "Good God!" It's like the biggest popwin I've ever seen in my life. And I
Yeah.
mean, David told me, he's like, "Yeah, she's pretty big." And I was like, "Okay, for a popwin, sure." And I got it. And I was like, Jesus.
No, man, yeah, she's a beast.
This is
She's
ridiculous.
she's not quite as big as my other one though. I have one girl that's just a freaking diesel, man. I got her that big. She hasn't grown a lot since, I think I overfed her a little bit in the beginning when I had her, so she grew a bit. But she is just a freaking tank, man. She's easily 6.5 foot long, and she's huge. She's going on. I guess she's 8 years old this year. I think she's a 2014 animal.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's Billy's male
Oh.
albino Darwin. And dude, man, I love me some banding. And that thing is just itching for me to steal it.
And
beautiful.
did.
Dude, like look at that, man.
I don't think Billy's that attached to it. So
Well, he is, but still, like, and it just fades to.
He just became a lot more attached to it.
Yeah.
Phil's over there like he's not going to be attached to it for long.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah, it's a sweet animal.
Oh man.
Avery asks, do you find that with a diet mainly consisting of rats is a too high protein diet for them? I know a few species should have a decent balance of a more lean protein like mice.
Yeah, I don't know. With rats, at a certain point, I think it's too much fattiness, and that's and it's fine while they're growing. Like I'm not against feeding more and having fattier stuff as they're growing, but I feed mice basically as long as possible for that reason. I'll feed mice from the beginning until they need a medium rat. And even then they'll get a medium rat and then they might get a couple mice and then a medium rat, couple mice, switch them on and off like that. But yeah, that it's basically for that. Rats have a lot more fat, on them. And then, once you get to, a large rat, I feel like at that point it's just kind of ridiculous. At that point, I would almost recommend going to something like guinea pigs or something. Switch it up.
That's with the frog legs. That's been something that I was talking to Luke and David about the other day. Was like with chondros. As easy as it is to get them fat, as they get older, something like frog legs, intermittent, alternating between those and rodents. I feed mice. I don't see a need to feed rats to chondros really. Even the bigger ones. I mean, every once in a while, sure, but I think the frog legs spaced between rodents I think helps.
Yeah,
in my mind I think it would help keep them a little leaner. It's perfect for males that have a good body tone, like maintaining those, and then for females maybe it's more calcium and less fat and stuff. So I'm curious to see over time if I actually notice that trend of leaner animals because they're not getting as much of a rodent-based diet. Yeah,
and that's what I like mostly about the frog legs is because you take one of those things out, man. I mean, it's straight muscle. It's solid. So I was real happy feeding them. The carpets are going to start getting some frog legs too here in the near future.
You think they take them?
Oh yeah, I have no doubt. I have no doubt the carpets will.
The chondros all took except for two.
Yeah, I saw your post about that. That was very interesting.
I've of my like 10 that I have, I think 2 didn't take, but 3 of them. One of them was just too small for him. I'll probably just feed him a piece next time. But the other 2, they were in shed and they just weren't really interested. So, yeah. But the other ones, they hit it just as hard and fast as they do mice. Zero hesitation.
My rat snake. So I tried it with 4 rat snakes on the frog legs, and 2 of them didn't take. But I think it's because 3 of the rat snakes I offered it to were thorn scrubs, and I think frogs would be a little less of their diet naturally. Whereas one of my big yellow rat ate one, and that didn't surprise me at all because I think some of your more southeastern rat snakes are going to be. That's going to be a bigger part of their diet is amphibians and stuff. So that made
corns took them too.
Yeah, so that made a lot of sense to me. So I think with your more desert stuff, I'm not really going to offer bothering offering frog legs, but I think your southeastern colubrids and your pythons would take them readily.
And that's interesting too because the Bairds, like the Loma Altas, will eat them no problem. The other adult pair don't seem to care about them at all. And then my biggest male albino, he goes ham on those things too. But I had the same thing with the thorn scrubs where I offered it to them and they just ignored it. They could care less.
But see, none of them, even the ones that ate it, they were real like hesitant at first. Like my yellow rat took it out of the tongs and then he put it down and
wait, what the hell?
He kind of looked at it. He's like, this isn't a mouse, Then it was kind of funny. He went up on his perch and then he like came over the top of it and came down and grabbed it and like pulled it up. I'm like, what are you doing?
We had to taste it first.
Yeah.
Well, they've been really handy with my male Cyania because he's always been kind of weird about rodents. Like he'll eat them, especially if I put a couple like 4 fuzzies, like live fuzzies. He goes after those no problem. But like a frozen thawed adult mouse, sometimes he'll take it, sometimes like he won't. I put a frog leg in there though, dude, and it disappears.
Nuts.
Yeah,
slurps it down.
The female, she loses her mind over those too, but I can pretty much put anything in front of her and she'd eat it. But
nice.
Yeah, I mean it's no surprise with them either. And actually, if I wish I had known about the frog leg thing earlier, because I would have tried that with baby Cyania and probably had, I think, decent success with it. But
Do you think you'd just like rip off a piece of
Yeah,
meat, or
just
would you
cut
use
off.
it for
I just
scenting?
take
Okay.
I just take a razor like for the baby chondra that I have.
Mhm.
Like the
That
fat
one-
part.
That one, yeah. I mean, there's
Yeah.
giant chunks of muscle in there, and so you just cut that off, like make little fillets of it. And that's what I did for that small chondra from Luke, and it ate it no problem. And some of the smaller ones that can't eat a whole leg, I'll just cut off one of those big bulbous chunks of muscle and give it to them, and they're zapping
Yeah.
up.
I thought about doing that for the water snakes too, is taking some of those frog legs
Mhm.
and cutting up pieces of them, because most of my water snakes are still pretty small, so none of them could eat a whole one, but definitely some pieces of it, because I like giving them fish and pinkies and stuff. I thought about adding some frog leg goodness in there.
I decided I'm gonna start doing the frog legs with the wrinkles in like an
There
inch of
you go.
water. That way the legs don't get dirt and eco earth and
Yeah.
substrate just rolled, like, nobody wants, shake and bake frog leg with dirt.
Yeah,
But,
because they're sticky.
sticky.
They're
Yeah.
real sticky. and
Yeah.
It's weird.
So I figure if
had
it's
some of the
in
chondras
water-
had like this almost this like sheen on some of their scales where they had wrapped that leg.
Yeah.
When I was handling them yesterday and had most of them out to get some sun, I'd like wipe it. It came off no problem, but you can see where like they had skin folds and stuff from that like stickiness of the frog.
the tacky.
Yeah.
And Lisa's in the group. She asked about the wrinkles. They're doing well. Shout out to Lisa on NPR with
Yeah.
White Lips.
Yeah.
Awesome possum. Actually, I just redid one of the males was getting spunky with me, and I was like, all right, this is a good time to take a picture because he's not looking at me.
And while Phil's looking that up, one thing I'm interested too with the chondras is to see waist wise compared from the mice to frog legs.
I was gonna ask
obviously there's a lot less
Yeah.
fur and stuff. Does that mean that they're going to be utilizing more of it? And whatever they leave behind, whatever comes out the other end, is that going to be less than what they have when they have mice and stuff? I'm still.
But that's my
We'll still
other
see,
that's
but-
my other
And what
wonder
smells
with
worst?
it. Yeah, and that's my other wonder with it though. Is it as good for them because it doesn't have the hair and the teeth of a mouse and all
beautiful
the
snake.
all
Plenty
the
of bone.
other extra? Yeah, there's a lot of bone in it though. That's the
I think if anything, it would be easier on their system, but we'll see. I got a couple that are clearly holding, just waiting on them to drop.
look at that wrinkles, boy.
That black head, man. That's beautiful, beautiful.
It's my
snake.
jungle carpet,
what are you talking about?
right? It's my
Go
jungle carpet.
go pick it up and show us on the
Beautiful.
camera.
Dude, I have to wait for him to look the other way.
You said it's a jungle carpet, man. Come on.
Yeah,
go
I know,
pick it up.
right? But yeah, his head is black as night and his eyes match it. It's almost as if the eye is just a giant pupil. It's so ominous.
It's crazy.
How many wrinkles are you up to now?
Not enough. I want to buy more and I have the opportunity to, but I think I'm just going to focus on what I got now. And I don't know if I'm going to pair anything this year at all because it's late and I could cool them, but I'm not ready to do it yet. I want to get some more things under my belt. And then at the same time, my dog was barking. I don't know if I told you guys this on another show, but my dog was barking at the hallway and I was like, why is he? I was like, what are you barking at, bro? There's nobody out there. I'm like, ghosts, right? And I go and I look,
Get out of
and
there.
there's a cane toad about that big hopping across my bathroom hallway.
Oh my god.
And I was like, you're now my pet.
It's only
I kn-
Florida.
I now have an amphibian, and I figured he's going to be my little scenting toad, right? If I do produce baby wrinkles, then I'll have something to rub,
Have them pee all over them.
Yeah. And then what's funny is I was telling this to Henry, and Henry found a paper. I don't know if it was from Wooster or someone in that clique, but apparently if a snake is capable, or how do I phrase this? If a snake is capable of digesting an amphibian toxin, it can digest any amphibian toxin. So if you had like Rhabdophis from Asia and you fed it a cane toad from South America, not only would it slurp it down, but it would still produce the poison toxins. So I imagine, I don't know if anyone's ever proved it, but I'm not about to
it
feed a
makes
cane
sense.
toad to, yeah, I'm not going to feed a cane toad to my wrinkles, but
Yeah.
Considering that most amphibians of any kind have some sort of toxin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some sort of deterrent.
yeah.
You got to be a little more. You got to be pretty equal opportunity if you're going to eat that stuff specifically. So you got to be able to handle just about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even things that it wouldn't naturally see in its like natural habitat. That's crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild.
And this is going to be his girlfriend eventually. She's still a little small.
Remember when people used to keep Rabdovas as pets because they weren't that bad?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, but that's the girlfriend, and
That's
I think it's going
beautiful.
to be an equal pairing.
That's
You
beautiful.
know, she's nowhere near as yellowy as he is. She's kind of like a lemonade color, kind of, but that head, that jet black.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like
How
Billy
many-
says, spicy blackheads.
How many documented deaths are there from bites from those over yonder?
There a lot, but there haven't been any in over 40 years because of antivenom.
Nice.
Yeah, so you don't need many vials. I think you only need like 4 or 5 max. And what they do is in South Africa they sell an over-the-counter SAMR kit, so you can buy over there. You can buy SAMR over the counter in an individual vial, or you can buy a kit that I think is like 4 or 5 vials, the syringe, the mixing stuff, to add it to your IV, and the whole kit. And like that's what most people do, is because that'll be like, it'll cure you from a wrinkles, it'll cure you from a baby puff adder, but like let's say you got bit by a big puff adder, it's enough to get you to where you got to go.
Right.
So, it's on my Amazon shopping list.
Hell yeah. Dude, I've had a little bit of an itch recently to get into some native venomous. So I think,
Dude,
I
South
think
Carolina, baby.
I think that'll be on the radar once I can get a shed in the works.
The pinkest of pink on them cane breaks, baby.
Get a,
Dude,
Do you need permits for that?
Not here, no.
No.
Mm-mm.
get a wife and you will.
That's a permit in itself.
Yeah. yeah. But yeah, no, that's been on my radar. Nothing. I don't want to do anything serious with them, but I want some just like very nice single examples of pretty much all the native stuff here.
Even corals?
No, I was gonna say except for corals. I'm not,
I,
if
not
you wanna
dealing
do-
with that.
I am
if you
bound and
wanna do
determined to see
corals-
some this year.
What's that, Smitty?
I'm bound and determined to see some this year. Damn it.
Yeah, and Broads, if you manage to get one and you want to, I'm willing to help you do like, I have ideas for fossorial snakes, and it's going to take a lot of cut acrylic or cut plexi and a hot glue gun. But I have like the fossorial snake enclosure in my mind, and I really want to get some damn stilettos, and no one's importing any right now. But I figure I'm going to try my hand at that, because they'll at least eat rodents, while my Curus Americana does not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'll definitely let you know about that though. If I want to
Yeah,
take
man.
that, if I want to take that dive, you would
yeah,
definitely.
I
be
want
the
someone else
first
to do
person
it, because
talk
I
to.
don't want.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to deal with this. So
Yeah.
somebody else can.
Live vicariously through Brats.
Yeah, no. I definitely want to get a cane break. I love pygmies. I absolutely love pygmy rattlesnakes. So that would likely be the first thing I got if I were to get any type of venomous around here. But because I have a soft spot for pygmies. They're fantastic.
We all do, man.
Yeah, they're so great, man. I remember actually finding it was so funny. Like I went on a road cruise specifically a little ways up the road here, specifically to find pygmies, it was awesome. We actually went out and we found a couple, which was fantastic. First time I've seen them in the wild. Then I went to Florida, and every other freaking snake we saw was a pygmy rattlesnake, and they weren't cool anymore.
Fiji bottle on hand.
Dude,
Like, I'm over it.
It was crazy, man. Like at the first couple, like because we were in the Tallahassee area, first couple I was geeking out. Then it was just like, all right, another pygmy, keep her rolling. Let's find something else. But either way, I absolutely love pygmy rattlesnakes. They are fantastic.
Yeah, and I feel like where you're at, you're within driving range to get like 4 or 5 different locality colorations.
Oh yeah, dude. You can
know what I
see
mean?
you can see like the more red ones here, the more dusky colored ones.
Yeah,
you
you got blues, you got purples, you got some of the slatey gray type stuff.
I love the gray ones. I know everybody loves
man.
the bright reds, but man, those ones that are really slate gray, oh man, I go nuts for those. I think they're fantastic. And then obviously we have, in my opinion, we have the nicest cane breaks in the country here.
Yeah, I'd argue that.
They are absolutely insane. Some of the individuals I have found have been just incredible. Yeah,
That's
like
good.
that.
Snake
That
is a
right
snake.
there. That's my favorite pygmy.
It's crazy.
Oh, there you go, Phil. Oh yeah. Oh,
Nice and
Easy.
slow.
Take it easy. Zoom in more.
Yeah, zoom in. Oh,
Oh my gosh. A pixelation.
Yeah, dude, those things are absolutely gorgeous. Love pygmies. But and then obviously the infamous Eastern Diamondback would be on the radar. But,
Yeah, this is the my thing pygmies.
yeah, that's
This one right
there.
here.
Oh my god.
oh,
That's
Absolutely love it.
textbook Carolina, baby.
Yeah, man.
Textbook.
I would
They
love
are-
to see that.
I
They
felt
are
it's like everyone
fantastic.
can have them except this little sliver of
Yep.
South Carolina. Georgia.
Yeah, no, they are just great.
Wow,
Beautiful.
look at that
little
little
things.
spotted bastard. Oof.
It's like the color too.
They're-
I don't even know, like purple, like
Yeah, like that
It's
bluish
crazy.
purple. Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, we found a lot. The ones we were finding in Florida had a lot more of that dusky color to them.
Yeah.
They're super cool. Those would probably take cake as my favorite rattlesnakes. The pygmies. I really, really like pygmies. And that's coral snakes are on the bucket list this year. I need to find a
I've
coral.
never actually seen one do the tail curling.
Yeah, I've never seen one in the wild, so I couldn't tell you.
I haven't either, Phil.
Yeah, if I find one this year, I'm taking pictures.
Phil, if I wanted
Figuring out
to
how to-
come spend a long weekend with you to do some herping, when would you recommend?
Whenever you want, man. But I'm gonna be working most of the time because I have to book all my time off in advance. So realistically, like Saturday night, Sundays are usually the days I do it.
Right.
Well, like with friends, you know what
Sure.
I mean. Sometimes, I mean,
Right.
Anna Marie and I'll get a hair up our butt and just go for a drive one night. But
Right, for sure. I was more so thinking about like time of year and stuff. You know, obviously I know
it doesn't matter, man.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, because you're just gonna get different stuff throughout the year, and like pygmies for me is gonna be end of March through May. That's like Palm Beach stuff, Hendry County, Glade County. That's good pig time. And then, dude, summer is summer. You know.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
If you ever want to come visit me, don't come other than summer. Don't bother.
I think you're the one that needs to get down here.
Yeah,
buddy.
that's true. I need to
Yeah.
do some of that road cruising.
The banded water snakes Justin just had up here, boy. I'll put you on a whole slew of them suckers.
Here's the
I would love that.
The money maker right there.
Yeah, the corn snake. Dude, I'm still so mad about that one perfect freaking corn I found. I wish I had that thing. I'll never forget that snake.
You guys see them this red in the wild?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Around
Oh,
here,
yeah.
around
Yeah,
here,
absolutely.
yeah. That's a South
That's
Carolina.
why South
corn.
Carolina has the best corns in the world because we got them like this.
Yep.
After this show, I'm literally gonna go play with my Abbott.
Dude, I love my corns now, man. I've got some buckskins coming up that are just absolutely killer. And then my Ladies Islands from the man to my left, looking fantastic.
I'm convinced that mole king snakes don't actually exist.
No, so my buddy in
Never
I don't
seen
remember
one.
what part of South Carolina he was in, but he sent me a picture and he was like, "Dude, what the heck is this?" And it was a mole king snake, and I
They're not
about
real.
crapped myself, man. I was like, "Dude, how the heck do you just come across?" That's also on my list of freaking herpes here. I want to find a northern.
Yeah, but see, I feel bad about the mole king because you want to keep it, but you know you can't because you'll never find a partner for it ever.
No, ever. They're so cool. I forget. I knew somebody who had one. It was just like
I would love to see them in the wild.
It was like just a single individual. I can't remember who it was that had one, but he said it was a great pet.
We have really nice Eastern Kings here too.
Yes, we have really.
Oh
nice
yeah,
kings.
look at that thing, man. Oof.
I love it.
The
I've only
black
ever
on it.
found one Eastern King here.
That's
There's
so
a ton of
cool.
variation in these too. Like this species in particular in terms of like the locality craze and stuff. These are severely underrated in that department because you get
Yeah.
the ones down here compared to the ones up in like Virginia Beach
Yeah.
They look completely different. Like there's so much more white and yellows and stuff on the ones further up north, and then down here we have ones. I found some that have even thinner bands than this, and
That's
they're
awesome.
bright out, almost like that right there, like a
Yeah.
bright acid yellow, but super thin, almost like looks like a Russian rat. Well, this is a Eastern black intergrade, but
Still.
Yeah,
Dude,
they,
I need Loafman to pop out them Outer Banks, man. I'm dying for it.
oh, dude, I want Outer Banks. Oh my gosh,
That's a
Oh.
subspecies that went ghost for like 10 years, man. And now finally people are like, oh yeah, we forgot about those.
yeah, they're pretty cool.
That tends to happen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
These guys are some of my favorites, man. I love
we got
hog.
killer Eastern hogs.
I
here,
love
too.
hognose snakes, man. I found
Look at that
more. I
tail
found
curl.
more. I found more last year than ever before. Weirdly, I found like 3 or 4 of them last year. All of them were on a fluke, but it's pretty cool. And it's so funny because we always we pretty much every hognose. I'm not going to say every. A lot of the hognoses you'll see around here are going to be melanistic, like at least the
Mhm.
easterns.
Yeah.
The southerns are very, very rare to come by.
Yeah,
I've never
protected
found a
too, I
southern
believe.
personally, but the easterns I found a couple. But I've only found one baby that was, still had its pattern. Obviously, who knows how that was going to turn? But every adult I have found has been melanistic, and it's so funny because anytime I found them, I'm like, oh, it's a freaking black racer, and then it starts doing something weird or flattening it out. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, that's a hognose. They're great.
So there's no hognose within 100 miles of me.
What?
But there's not. But there's a natural area that's like 40 minutes west of me that's supposed to have a natural population of Easterns. And I've gone out probably 10, 15 times and I've never seen them.
Yeah.
So
They're hard to come by, man. I went years without ever seeing one. I've only found a handful around here. It's kind of just when it comes to hogs for me, it's kind of the luck of the draw. I've never been like looking for them and found one, but I've come across a couple of them kind of randomly,
yeah.
And,
Well, it's crazy because that spot that I was talking about has real southern toads and no cane toads. So you'd imagine that little stronghold would house some hogs, but I can't find them. I think I'm just going
the
wrong
eyes
time.
of evil. Look at that soulless black eyeball.
Black
I would-
eyes, like a
I would
dog's
love
eyes.
to keep. I would love to keep a black racer. I'm not gonna
Fuck
lie.
that.
That
You
would be.
would.
It would be
You
so
would.
cool.
Until it
Freaking
rubs its face off,
yeah,
Poops in your mouth.
bites you repeatedly.
dude.
Are
I've
they
been
really
bit-
that bad?
Oh yeah, dude.
They
I
suck.
have been bit by. I don't know what I've been bit more by, black racers or water snakes, but it's definitely a close.
I did not know we had both Steraria here. I thought we just had Occipito maculata. But we have. This is where me and Jake are. Is like right here.
Okay,
Yeah, right down at the tip.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We get all the cool stuff.
I like the
Yeah.
red bellied. I've contemplated if I find some this year, I might give them a shot. I mean, they eat like earthworms and stuff, so they'd be fun to keep, man. They're just cool little snakes.
I came
Do you
across.
Do you guys get mud snakes up by you?
Yes, I found about a 6-foot mud snake in 2020.
Nice.
I lost it. I walked up on that thing on a trail and I like threw my hat on the ground, was jumping around, dude. I was so freaking stoked to find this thing. It
Tannery.
was pushing 6 feet long.
Awesome.
It was incredible. That was my lifer for a mud snake. A buddy of mine found one when he wasn't herping with me, and I saw it and got some pictures of it. I thought it was cool, but I couldn't put it on my list. And then the only other one I found before that one was a baby, and I ran it over on accident. So that super sucked. But yeah, I was very stoked to cross that off the old bucket list.
Nice. Look at those stripes, man. Oh,
I would love to find a rainbow snake. man.
Yeah, rainbows are
those
rare.
are hard. Those are hard to come by.
well, there's a bounty in Florida. I think
What
if
do you
you from Highlands County, if you find a rainbow snake from Highlands County and can without removing it from the wild can prove that it was Highlands County to FWC, I think you get like $5,000.
What?
Yeah, because
Holy
they
fuck.
they assume that they're extirpated.
This is what our yellows look like here. We don't get super pretty yellows. They're kind of drab.
Hey, watch it.
Calling it like I see it.
I like our yellows, man.
And this makes me happy too, because there was some paper that said that what we have down here are intergrades or like green rats, which is hilarious because I've never seen a black rat snake anywhere near this area right here.
I'd have to go through my pictures and find it again, Justin. Phil, I think you remember it because you asked me about it.
Dude, I have that picture.
Yeah, so that was one my buddy found at what was it? Webb, I believe. It's like the Webb Center Wildlife Management Area or something.
By you?
And it's about probably an hour and some change from Smitty, where I live, probably about 40 minutes or so. But that was the first rat snake I'd ever seen anywhere close that was an obvious intergrade with a black. Like that, I think I had no doubt it was some type of intergrade. Really cool snake though, man. My buddy found it next to it. He actually flipped over a piece of wood and there was 2 black racers and this weird rat snake sitting there. And really, really cool individual.
I just ashed on myself and burnt my leg.
Good.
No surprise there.
Good. Yeah, so I don't know if you're familiar or not, Fadi, but down here, the rat snakes that we have in the southeast are a taxonomic nightmare that no one seems to be able to agree what's what.
That's why you just go off colors. This one's yellow. This one's gray. That's it.
So I'm familiar through the podcast. I've heard the arguments before, and what was the clumpers versus
lumpers and splitters.
Lumpers and splitters. There we go. Yeah. No, it's very interesting. I don't even know if we have this kind of nightmare up here as well. It's more than likely that they're having the same problem.
Oh yeah. No, that's why they're Pantherophis. That's about as far as I take it. Obsoleta.
Yeah, the whole thing. When I saw the paper where they were like, "Yo, the yellows here on the coast are greens because they're intergrades," I'm like, I have never seen anything other than a yellow rat snake around here, and I've seen a lot of yellow rat snakes. Yeah, they're super common.
We see a bunch of them. Yeah,
they all look the same.
Yeah, that's accurate. You have to go a little bit farther north. Like I said, you get on the outskirts of the low country, and you'll get some stuff.
Is it just argument on where the locale stops and the next one starts, basically?
I mean, for me, it's just whoever did that paper. It's like, did you spend like 20 minutes down here and found one snake and said this looks kind of like an intergrade, so they must all be intergrades down here, or what? I mean, I don't have there's no denying that exists, and there is variation just in South Carolina alone from the coast up to the upstate. In terms of what you're going to see in Pantherophis, obsolete stuff at least, but I don't know. I was just,
and it's silly because
I have a lot of questions is all, and I think everybody does. But.
Because you could call my Hernando County yellow, if you just looked at it, it's got all types of orange blotches in it once you get it in the sunlight. So if you look at that, they could say, "Oh, this is an integrative yellow and an Everglades," But then at that point, it's like, what are you? An Everglades is still technically a form of yellow rat snake.
You shut your mouth, sir.
I said a form.
You're insulting some people here.
No, I agree with it being an Everglades, but that's what I'm saying. If you're just going off of, if you're saying the stuff down here isn't, it's a cross between a green and a yellow, then you can say the same thing about the stuff in Hernando, you could say it's a cross between an Everglades and a yellow, because it's got some orange in it. So it's like, that's why
genetically the same snake.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why I go off of strict locality. Like, where did you get it? Okay, that is a yellow rat snake from that county. Period. Leave it at that.
Dr. Bratz.
Well, what I was going to say is,
shut up.
I'm a firm believer that there are pockets because of human development, encroachment, agriculture. There are pockets in peninsular Florida where Everglades used to live side by side with yellows. Right. And they started to integrate, whatever you want to call it. Yes, they're the same species. No, they're the same species. I don't care. They started to mingle, and now you're getting some really pretty yellows Does that make sense?
Or some really drab Everglades.
No, I don't think I've ever seen a drab Everglades.
Well, yeah, I guess if
I've
you're
just,
gonna call
I've,
you
I've-
just call it a yellow at that
well,
point.
no, because I mean, no, because what I was saying is, if I'm thinking about like what I in my mind perceive as a true Everglades rat snake,
Right.
it has barely any pattern at all. It's bright neon orange or bright blood red, and then you
Right.
see like a yellow rat snake that has some pinkish hues and some
Right,
orange hues to
right.
it. It still has the dorsal stripes and all that jazz. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm still
Yeah.
striking out these past couple of years. So
I forget that a lot of the true Everglades are virtually patternless. I always
oh yeah, dude.
I always forget that that's the biggest difference with a lot of your Everglades and yellows. Is yellows
Yeah.
you always get that heavy striping.
Yeah.
And
We
even
get-
that varies because I mean the ones we have here, like
Yeah,
I
we
said,
get
they're
a
not
lot
that
of
bright
blotchy
yellow
ones.
like the Florida ones he has. You know, the Seminoles and stuff. Like ours are much more of almost like a dirtied look to them. I mean, some of them I've seen are
muddy.
really nice, but they're definitely they don't hold a candle to the ones in Florida. Honestly, I think the ones we have down here are kind of trashy looking. But
Yeah, but we can also get a
Still cool.
lot. We can get a lot of variation because we can we see some of the ones that are even have like you can see saddles on within the stripes type deal.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
still
like
have some
those
pattern, that
blotches.
ghosting.
Yeah, they're neat. I think we have kind of unique rat snakes around here. Granted, yes, as far as yellows go, no, they don't really touch like my Seminoles. Oh my god, I absolutely
They're
love
just
my
so
Seminoles.
clean.
And the adults. Have you seen the adults that produced mine,
I don't think so.
dude? I gotta.
Dude,
I
those things
can't-
are killer.
Dude, they're just
Send
I'm
me
trying to
pictures, too.
find that picture that Brat sent. I know I have it saved. I just got to dig it out because that was one of the most unique rat snakes I've ever seen.
very, very cool.
Very cool. And like it wasn't like crazy colored or patterned or slapping the face or anything. It was just a really unique animal.
It
Still not
literally
Baird's.
that was the first rat snake that like I was like, oh yeah, this is clearly a black and a yellow mix. Like it had just like weird black blotches all
Stompy.
over it, and it was really neat. I want to find the adults that produced my
So
Seminoles.
the one Pantherophis we have that I care about the most are the corns.
Cone snake.
So Justin, why beards?
I think they're
That's a
they
very
were the
risky
reason
question.
I was put on this earth.
Yeah.
Be the guy that says y'all need to be paying attention to Baird's rats.
Okay.
And
That's fair.
I sold some today. There's a girl down in Savannah who had, I think she's had a couple of them. She has one, I think, currently. And I was like, I have some more corns and stuff coming, so I need to free up some space. So I was like, hey, if you have any interest in some more Bairds, clearly you're an appreciator. If you have any interest, check it out. Oh yeah,
Sweet.
that looks like a Baird's.
That's a sweet yellow. What do you mean it looks like a bear? It's a yellow. It's one of the parents to mine. To my Seminole.
I don't know.
Well,
They're
think
they're
it's
awesome,
slick.
man. They're the color change that they go through over time. Seeing the habitat firsthand and stuff, it's just they're cool. I mean, are they really anything wildly different than other Pantherophis? Not really, but they're just a cool snake.
I think the variability really makes it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because you can have a grayish colored rat snake, you can have a yellowish colored rat snake, you can have a more orange or red colored rat snake. But when you see the Bairds in person, and like it's its own monster.
There's a lot of nuance
Yeah.
and stuff to the color and
100%.
You don't really until you see it firsthand in front of you.
Doesn't show in pictures.
Yeah.
Pictures, I mean, pictures are cool and all, but it's just like with his cave geckos that he got. Like the day those came in, I opened the box and looked at them. I was like, dude, these things are freaking sweet. Like, yeah, I've seen a million pictures of them and they look awesome.
Yeah.
But seeing those eyes in person, I was like, okay,
They're
these
freaking
are
wicked, man.
Yeah.
Now I get
these
it.
are freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The difference is I could tell how cool they were in pictures. I need to see them in person.
Mhm.
I think
I got the eye.
Just calling you out.
the best way that I could the best way that I could verbally articulate the intricacies of the Bairds would be the people that scrutinize patterning and scalation of Morelia in terms of banding and tipping and contours of each scale and color blending, all of that on a rat snake.
Yeah.
It's not just a yellow snake with black stripes. It's not just a black snake with white bands. It has a definitive intricacy to its coloration.
It's the gunmetal snake with
The beauties and the
Yeah.
complexity.
skin
Yeah,
Yeah,
underneath.
the beauties
you
and the
know?
complexity.
100%.
Well put, sir.
Yeah.
Well put.
Especially when you start seeing those oranges and pinks and stuff creep in around like the scales of the face and stuff
yeah.
like that. And I want to get my hands on a good macro lens for this new camera so I can attempt to pick that up and show people, like have something to take to shows or something if I end up selling any. I mean, like, look, like this is what it looks like now, but give it a year and this is what it's going to start transforming into. And I
Yeah.
think, that's, we were talking about having, if you're selling stuff at a show and it's something that goes through a dramatic change, take the parents or take an adult to show people, like, this is what you're going to get. Like, yeah, it doesn't look like much now, but this came from this.
Yeah.
Like Jeff and Kendra were talking about with the Macklets. They were like, they look cool. We had babies. We took an adult, and people were immediately interested in it because of how nice the adults were.
Yeah.
It's like there's some species you just have to have that adult example to show them, even if it's just pictures.
Yeah, who would think that a little gray worm is going to turn into digital camouflage? So, and I think it would be really cool when you do get the macro stuff going to, like, if you just took 3 pictures of one adult Baird's, like head, middle, tail, just to show the difference between the head, the middle, and the tail
on one snake.
On one snake,
Yeah, both those the Loma Alta pair, I've had them together. They're both in a shed right now, and when those shed, I'm hopefully I want to get a picture of them together, like curled up, and that'll blow some freaking minds, man, because those things are just on like, as far as Baird's go, I love the Mexican stuff. That's probably my favorite, period. But those Loma Altas, in terms of Texas stuff, especially the line bred stuff, just you can't help but look at it and go, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's just it's metal. They look like they're made of steel with like lava or something underneath it, because the skin is like that orangish color under. It's strange. I don't know. It's just more people need them.
Phil,
Like
I sent
messenger. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Phil, I was just saying I sent you so my buddy who found that rat snake posted a picture of it, so I just went to his page and I sent you a picture
on where?
On Instagram.
Okay. Hold on.
It's laying next to a black racer.
A what?
Like laying next to a black racer. Is that the weirdest looking rat snake you've ever seen?
Looks like a Texas rat.
No, that's a black rat, yellow rat integrate.
That is one Texas snake I will never get the appeal of, which is Texas rats.
I
They're
only
cool and
like
all,
the
but
ones
dude,
Pain Shab had,
yeah,
man. Those
I
were
don't
the
know.
only ones that I saw that I was like, oh yeah, those are sweet.
I've never seen one and said, damn, I got to get some. But if you're into them, hey, do your thing.
And I think
Go
that's the
nuts.
cool thing about Pantherophis is like there's something for everybody to like, kind of deal, no matter what it is. Like there's something in
even with
Pantherophis that
Alafe,
most people would like.
Not even just Pantherophis, but like the worldwide rat snakes.
Yeah, absolutely. There's something for everybody, man. They're great. And I think, it goes to what we were talking about in our one-on-one on THP is, what I was talking about, that initial draw, it's like, as far as rat snakes go, for whatever reason, Baird's did it for you. For me, it's yellows, it's just that initial draw of what gets you in. But
looks like I gotta look into some rats.
Yeah, man, they are absolutely fantastic. Yeah. That's that. Yeah, so the one on the bottom right there, that's some type of weird intergrade of black and yellow. It had a very yellow head, but a ton of just black throughout the body, and then you can see laying next to an actual black racer.
That's crazy.
But yeah, really, really unique looking rat snake. But yeah,
Racers.
Yeah, black racers are wild. But I would agree. White oaks are some of the best looking rat snakes around. If you like gray rats, white oaks are where you need to be. Absolutely fantastic.
That's one of the things too, in terms of like how are things not more popular? You know, the Diones. How, like, why are those? I know at one point they were more popular than they are currently. That was one of those species that kind of peaked and then sort of disappeared and fell off the map. But you know, you want to
Which one? Sorry.
the Elafe Dione,
Okay.
the Dione's rats.
Yeah.
They have a huge range. They come in a ton of different colors and patterns, like just natural variation. I don't know that there's a species that even touches it. In terms of like single species, and if there was some sort of cryptic diversity thing going on where they were actually, you know, multiple species or subspecies hidden in a group across that range, because it is so big, I have a very hard time believing they are all one species.
Right.
But I mean, there's so much variation in those. You know, you have blacks, you have reds, you have like my Beijing female. She's got this really nice burgundy wood color, you know, on her pattern. My male is like apricot orange with some pinks, and he's a Siberian, and like there's just, and they're small, like they're not a big species either. So I mean, they work really well for that aspect too. I mean, mine are not exactly the nicest of animals in terms of personality. Like they are kind of flighty, but they're cool, man. I mean, like I said, I don't get it. You know, there's so much.
It's not the same as a diadem rat snake, right?
No, different.
Okay.
Yeah. There's just a ton of options, and that's in an age where people like, you know, different colors. See, that's a bimaculata, I think. I don't think that's a Dion's. They get mixed up a lot too. They're very, very closely related.
Was that a picture of a Brazilian rainbow boa with rainbow rat snake written next to it? I thought that caught my
Yeah.
It's a rainbow rat snake.
Look at that red one.
Rat snake.
That red one down to the left there, Phil. Yeah.
It says Elafe zoiginensis.
That is I think that's a recent change. They're saying that that's another species that's been separated from the Diones, but in talking to Dr. Messenger about it, he said it was kind of questionable.
That's just a red garter snake.
Yeah, everyone calls them garters. Assholes. They do. They're this bizarre. You know, they have like the sort of the head and the face of like a Gonyosoma, but they have the pattern of a garter, but they're smooth like corns.
And they're small like a garter.
Yeah, so that's what my little Beijing baby looks like. Well, she's a Beijing Siberian cross, but they're just cool, man. They're small. They're little nut jobs for food. You saw that range too, that map, that just band that goes from like one side of Eurasia to the other. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I think the only other snake that even comes close in range to that is the Vipera.
Yeah.
It's just wild.
Yeah, I would love to see, like, thinking about snakes that have wide range. You look at like Vipera, the Diones, puff adders, I want to say, you know, Crotalus horridus complex, because you figure as far west as like, you know, eastern
Alabama,
New Mexico,
yeah,
like Panhandle, Texas, but then all the way up to like upstate New York, you know,
right?
It's a lot of land.
Yeah, that is true. Canebrakes are they're horridus.
Make Atricaudatus great again. I still have a hard time believing that they're not their own thing down here.
Yeah, I know, man. I argue with Nipper constantly about it.
Oh yeah, no, I would agree. And it's not, I can't, you know, name any sources specifically, but I heard that the venom in canebrakes around here is a lot different than the stuff you find up north. We have a lot more.
Even more so, like Florida to the Carolinas to, you know, Alabama, different venom.
Right.
So,
are all rat snakes, like, they all have venom or rear fang venom or whatever?
No, we were talking about rattlesnake. We were talking about timber
Oh,
rattlesnakes.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
timber cane breaks. Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
familiar.
Actually, I don't
what are
think
they called?
Have them
Game?
up there.
What's that?
Sorry,
So I'm surprised they don't creep up into his neck of the woods.
we only have the Masaga rattle here.
Mhm.
What's the? I don't even. I'm not familiar with the.
The pseudo pygmy,
The pseudo.
the other
pygmy. Yeah.
citrus.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay, yeah. But they're also like about 6-7 hours north of where I am.
Oh wow.
They're not. Yeah, it's not common in my area at all, or not common, not found at all. The only thing we have here are garters and like the eastern garter and the ribbon snakes, what they call, which I believe are like almost identical.
Yeah, those
Ribbons
are
stay a
closely
little
related.
smaller on average, but yeah, they are very close. Dude, honestly, now that you say garters, though, you're talking about snakes with a wide range. I think garter snakes would probably take the cake on that because
Yeah, that's true.
they are everywhere. Even the states that like up in Wisconsin, that's pretty much all they find. Is like garter snakes, and then they'll get the occasional.
You said put up some cane breaks for that. Thank you for. Okay, now I can look it up. I was wondering how it was spelt. Are these them?
Yeah. So just by, I mean, boys, help me out here, but
My
like
Cameron knows what's up.
clearly timber, right?
That's timber.
Yeah, timber, and then you go
Cane
to
break.
the one on the very right. That's about what we see around
Yeah,
here.
that's straight up South Carolina, 100%.
Yeah, that's cane break.
100% South Carolina.
That perfect orange stripe down the back. I'm pretty sure I photographed that animal.
This wouldn't shock me if this was North Florida. It's a little too clean for me in terms of North Florida, but I could see that. Something like this, I would say like maybe, Alabama into Georgia.
Yeah. Some more rusty
I do love
colors.
those just solid black North Georgia timbers, though, man.
Yeah.
That's a ominous looking snake, dude.
The black timbers really don't do it for me, man. I love the really like light cane breaks, man. The ones we find around here just blow my mind. But see, even here we get really dark ones. I photographed in the same day. I photographed one that was insanely black, and then on the same WMA I found one that was the complete opposite. Very, very light, perfect orange stripe down its back.
See, I like them because they're all black. Like eyes are black, body's black. Just
yeah.
I think my favorite one so far was the one Phil said was too clean for North Florida, but the all black is incredible as well.
Yeah, man, those Eastern PA timbers like this one here.
Yeah, the Pennsylvania timbers are nasty, man. Oh man.
Someone, when they first founded our country, saw one of these bad boys and was like, "That's the symbol for America,
for freedom."
Right? Don't get much more American than that, except for maybe a Western Diamondback.
Yeah, this is the one we were saying was a little too clean for Florida, but that's
beautiful.
Yeah, that thing's stunning. The nice rusty stripe.
Yeah, that's what gets me, man. Whenever they have that perfect dorsal stripe that's just orange, man. I photographed one last year that was one of the biggest I had ever seen, and it just had that perfect orange stripe all the way down its back. And it's one of my one of my most favorite snakes I've been able to photograph, and I got some amazing pictures of that thing.
Yeah, but see, even this one that we unanimously agree this is southeastern South Carolina. This is even not pink enough.
Yeah, they get
it's not. Yeah, it's just not even pink enough.
Confirmed. I have fallen in love.
Nice.
Confirmed.
They are.
I gotta find.
They are amazing.
I know I brought it up before, but I gotta find. There was a letter from like Jamestown settlement or something, circa like 1650 or 1660 or whatever. They're basically saying that we made landing on the beach, and there were snakes with rattles on their tails all over the beach. And it's like clearly there is no beach in Virginia that still has cane breaks sprawled out on the beach.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, this is that rust stripe.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And this is one that was local to our area that we had relocated. But yeah, those chevrons, man, just ugh.
Yep.
Right
beautiful.
Same animal.
Oh yeah.
Stunning. There's so much going on.
See, even that has a lot more black towards the tail.
Mm-hmm. That was a freaking diesel. diesel animal. I love how cryptic their eyes are too, with the bands and stuff. You know, it all melds together. That's all I had. There's a little copperhead. We have nice copperheads here too. Nice.
Oh yeah, we
pupils.
get some really nice copperheads around here.
I think that's all I had as far as.
Trying to find one of my old Florida cane breaks because it was a perfect representation of Florida.
It's one of my favorite shots from my old camera.
Is this your page, Justin?
Yeah, this is my photography page that I don't post on hardly ever anymore. That's a Baird's. I mean, you can see some sort of the subtleties of the metals and
Yeah. And I like the bronzish off tone as well.
yeah.
And some
I use the term
tarantulas.
photography very, very loosely, just so people know I will not claim to be a photographer in any manner outside of a hobby.
There's some nice shots though.
Thank you. Yeah, this is my my Regalis that I had. Freaking grew that thing up from the time it could fit on my thumbnail.
That's crazy.
She was a beast. Those are such fun spiders. Oh, here's a rink. This is the one at P and Cody's.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
See, I like the ones that are more gray like that rather than, I know you like the yellows and stuff, but
Yeah.
and I really want to get the camera back down there just to take more pictures of these bicolor.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
It's just
Wow.
Imagine that thing sitting on top of the bang can.
Wow. The blue coming out through it. Hey, Vanzolini.
yeah. This is a picture from Jake's first clutch
Yeah.
when it was
That's
hatching.
awesome.
We got the Jurassic Park shot.
And there's a Vanzolini.
Yeah, that was a little female, I think. They were hard to get pictures of, man, because as soon as I walked in the room, they were hopping up and hiding in their little nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
And I wish I had pursued the Variabilis Southerns more, because those were probably some of my favorites too. Just
I've never seen those around here.
oh man, they're kind of hard to come across down here. Like there's sort of a feast or famine sort of thing going on with them,
Mhm.
where people either have a ton of them or you can't find any anywhere. That's a little pygmy. That was on P and Cody's property.
That's a cool shot.
That's one of their black mambas.
Wow. Eyes on that.
Yeah. Straight death. Little Bothrops.
That's wicked.
Was it Atrox?
Yes, I believe it was.
Yep.
Yeah, Atrox.
Nice. Dude, the leaf colors. Stunning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't posted on here in a while. It's over a year, so need to get out with the new camera and start getting some stuff.
Yeah, man.
I
This is one of
need
those
to get back
bilineata.
into doing more photography, man. I miss it.
There's
Haven't-
still forever be Bothriopsis too. I don't care what anybody says. That is not Bothrops, damn it.
No, it's not. It's Bothropsis.
I don't. How you can say that this is the same as that? Like
It's not.
they occupy two completely different like
Lumpers.
habitats.
Yeah. Lumpers, for sure. Click that Viridis.
Which one? Oh,
The
this one.
Dendro. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's a bunch of green trees.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
You gotta
Come
be
on.
more specific. This is a Jameson's actually.
Oh, is it?
Well, it's supposed
It's
to
a
be.
super yellow. It's a really yellow Jameson's.
I did edit a little bit, but not a ton. I don't
wonder if
like
that's
to
a
edit
girl.
heavy.
That's good, man. Good lines on the face.
I think those are my favorites out of the Mamba stuff.
Nah, man. The Jameson's chemo size is the best looking.
That is beautiful.
Nice Aurifer. The arboreal stuff's always so much easier to shoot, man.
Yeah, because it sits still.
It doesn't
I was about to
move.
say because it just sits there.
Exactly.
Oh, look at that.
That's why I'm not impressed when people take really good pictures of their green tree pythons.
If our commentary doesn't make people want to watch this, I don't know what does.
This was one of no. Go away. That's a great book if anybody needs to get it. This is one of Billy's chondros. It's probably one of the best shots I've ever taken.
Nice.
Because it actually looks
Very nice.
professional.
There's a Lyra.
Yeah.
Is the blue on the head really that like
Yeah. That
turquoise
chalky
blue? Like
chalky
yeah,
blue.
chalky
Yep.
blue. Yeah, that's very nice.
Yep. I always like that one just because I like the. I don't know.
Starfruit.
Sure. I think I still have that guy. They all start looking alike.
Where was that canebrake?
That was one that was relocated out in like Bluffton, on the other
Nice.
side of town, other side of the county. Yeah. The freaking bicolor.
Nice.
That was the first one I had. These things are cool.
Hell yeah, man.
This is before the one you sent me. Yeah. I don't know.
I found that
Photos.
canebrake. So I don't. Part of me regrets getting rid of him because it is like the quintessential Americana, but at the same time, like it just didn't fit the room. But that's literally caught in North Florida, not by me, but that was caught in North Florida and bred for a couple seasons and then given to me.
I
So,
see the relation with the picture.
Yeah.
And the black tails.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Big cane breaks. I mean, cane breaks, period, are really no joke, venom wise. I think
Oh,
timbers
man.
overall, I think, are a little underrated in terms of just how hot they are.
Yeah. 100%.
But oh man,
And that's a 3-foot wide vision. So
that's a diesel snake.
yeah, he was hefty. Man, Foddy's got some catching up to do in snakes, bro.
I really do. This
Oh,
is
man.
yeah. That's
means you need
incredible. There's
more
so
of 'em.
much.
Yeah.
That just means I need and more research. But yeah, I think you know what I think it is. I think it needs more herping. That's
It does.
Yeah,
you know what I
dude.
mean? Because as much as you read, as much as you see, like it's seeing them in person, finding them, and like truly being in their habitat.
Yeah,
It
dude.
makes a huge difference.
It's yeah.
But yes, also I need to keep more snakes.
Dude, come down. I can almost guarantee you cane breaks. I can
I would love to
almost
see that.
guarantee it. I can almost guarantee that. When it comes to venomous snakes, that's close to what I see the most of is cane breaks and then copperheads. I see more of those than anything else as far as venomous snakes goes. But cane breaks are definitely up there. I've found several of those.
I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna make
Come
it
on.
happen one day.
Come on,
I
man.
would love to see them. Yeah.
We don't have snow either.
Nope.
Yeah, that too. No, yeah, that would be incredible.
Yeah, man.
Definitely have a lot of catching up to do. You're right.
You need to get to Daytona too.
Oh yeah, dude, you got to come this year. You got
That's
to.
right.
I
I don't
feel
even know
like-
when it is this year.
It's August. It's always August.
Oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, that's plenty of time to plan it.
Yeah.
It's
And,
like the last weekend in August.
I think this year it's the second to last.
Yeah, it's like the 21st or something.
It's usually right at the beginning of the 20s. It's usually like 21st and
Yeah.
22nd or something like that. You know, it's
Yeah.
Sweet.
And I feel
That's
like
a
this
fun time.
year, I think everyone from our little clique is going this year.
yeah, dude. Everybody's going this year, man.
Everybody.
I think Pain Chab is even trying to come. I think.
Yeah, he's talking about driving down or flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man.
long
There's gonna be a lot of the homies are gonna be there this year. It's gonna be a freaking party.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited. I'm about to go ahead and book my hotel for me and my lady because I think she's gonna end up coming with me.
Good.
But yeah, I expose her to all you weirdos.
Good luck.
yeah, right. Exactly.
Say pushing her right into the deep end.
The baptism by fire.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good time. Daytona is always such a blast, man.
It is.
I'll tell you, it always looks like it is from this side of the screen.
You ever go to Tinley though?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't been to any expos in the States.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. I would love to. I don't even know where Tinley is.
It's in Chicago. It's
Okay,
not far
so it's not too far from me. Okay,
Yeah,
sweet.
it's the closest, probably states wise. I don't think you're going to get any closer than that.
I was gonna say, doesn't
Yeah.
Buffalo have a show?
Is that White Plains?
No, White Plains is
Buffalo.
way south.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Yeah, maybe I will do Tinley this year. I would love to. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all. That's another big show, man.
Yeah.
Because the big one is in October, and that's the one you want to go to.
Yeah, I know. We hear all about them from here, and like, I guarantee you, every Canadian reptile keeper is like following as they're hopping like on social media. But I never bothered looking up where it actually is because I'm not going. Like, if I'm going, let me actually look up when it is this year.
Yeah, man.
I mean, how far are you from the border?
Not far. I can be 2 hours. 2 hours.
Okay.
I can be in Newcomb, New York in less than 2 hours.
Oh wow,
So it's not too bad. Yeah.
not too bad at all.
Well, it'd be a hell of a drive, so don't do that.
Yeah, but then you have a car with you. I guess you can always rent. Yeah.
Oh, I meant to Daytona. Sorry.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no, that one.
Oh, yeah. I will be there after the show by a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Or start driving from now.
Yeah, no, that's a haul, man. I actually knew some friends of ours actually drove from here to Canada one time, and I was like, holy smokes.
How long did that take?
That's, I don't know. That's a 20
would
that's
think
a
something
20
like
to 30 hour
hours.
trip. Yeah.
I know it's like 15 to 16 hours to Chicago. So
Yeah.
Yeah, add another 16 to that because we're
Yeah.
about 16 hours from Chicago.
okay,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So that's
I want to go to Tinley eventually, man.
Oh, you haven't been there either?
I've never been to
No.
Tinley. That's all that's a 16-hour ride for us
It's a
too.
long
Oh,
ride.
yeah, it's the same thing for you guys. Yeah.
Daytona's only 4 hours.
Daytona's not even 4
And
hours.
it's right by you, Phil, right?
So that's the funny part is because Florida is so long, it's faster for them to get to Daytona than it is for me, and I'm in
Wow.
that state.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Okay.
It's funny. We actually travel less than a lot of people in Florida too.
That's
to
crazy.
go to that show. The farthest I've ever gone for something reptile related was Pennsylvania, I believe. I think that's the
Was that
farthest.
Cargo
I've gone.
Fest?
Yeah, it was when I drove out for Northeast.
How far is that?
That was it. When I drove it through the night, it took me about
Like,
nine
I was
to
gonna say
10
10
hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
9
you
to
have-
That's
10.
nothing,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, it wasn't bad going through the night, but getting there, it took me over 12 because of traffic through Washington and stuff. It was not pleasant.
No, the longest I have to drive is 4 or 5 hours to Toronto. It's where the big show happens here, so it's
There you
not
go.
too bad for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay. For me, it doesn't, I don't consider it a long drive until it's over about 8 hours. 8 hours to me is that's a long ride. It's anything 6 hours, I'm good with. I can do
Yeah.
that, no problem. Because I've driven a lot. But I did that Pennsylvania trip in a weekend. I went to Alabama and back in a day.
Wow.
This just a few months ago to go see Chris Montross. That was 13 hours in the car for the day, but that was there and back 6 hours and some change.
That's not bad.
No, it wasn't too bad, but doing that in a day kind of sucks. But
It's hectic. Yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah, I have been to some of the Texas shows. Like I've been to the bigger Arlington show before, but I was technically living out there when I went to that, so
Doesn't
I didn't.
count.
Yeah, I didn't go there for that. Although that was still a 4 or 5 hour car ride from where I was.
How's Arlington compared to like Daytona? Size-wise?
Size-wise, similar, but
Is it more like Columbia?
no, I think it's got about. I think the venue is about the same size as Daytona, maybe a little bit smaller. But at least when I went, there weren't nearly as many vendors. When I went, it wasn't nearly as many vendors, but there was still a lot, but not as much as Daytona. But the thing that for me about Arlington was it was very, very clean. I don't know what it was, but like the building was really clean. All the floors were clean. It was just a very pleasant atmosphere, I guess, whereas you go to some of the Repticons, it's just like there's bedding all over the floor and, shit all over the place. Arlington is not like that. Very, very clean show. But at least when I went, it was 2016, the year I went. So it's been quite a while. I don't know how it's changed since then. But it was a great show though. It was a fantastic show. I would
Nice.
love to go to it again if it wasn't so bloody far.
Yeah.
You British now? You've been hanging out with Nipper too
Oh,
much?
shut up.
You hipster.
I'm not a hipster.
Pete Davidson, apparently.
Oh, whoa.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw that in there.
Back off now. You're in this with me, man. Come on.
Turn up the heat.
That was good.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Jake.
never gonna hear the end of that one.
Straight up callback.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to.
Everybody's gonna start calling me Pete Davidson of Reptiles now.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Well, on that note, is there anything else you gentlemen want to touch base on?
No, I think that's it for me.
You're gonna have me ended on that negative note.
Yeah, fuck you, fatty. I'm out.
Oh man,
That was great. Thank you guys very much for having me on.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me on as well.
You're welcome.
It's kind of weird because it doesn't feel like I'm a guest, but at the same time, it's like on this one I am.
This is another world for
This,
Jake.
this is not my
Yeah.
show.
yeah, I was gonna say you're not really a guest. You know what I mean?
No, not really.
Part of the network.
Yeah, like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't. I mean, it's your chair for Christ's sake.
He's got a point. Yeah, I was talking to Justin about it the other day, and I was like, man, where do I want to do it? Because I didn't want to sit at my parents' house and do it, but I didn't want to sit at my girl's house and do it. And I was thinking, I was like, wait, can I just come
assumed
to
that's
your
what we
place?
were
Yeah,
gonna do.
yeah.
Like, what?
I assumed that you would just go there, like that.
Yeah,
just this
no, I
logical
don't-
thing.
I don't know why I didn't think about it. I'm like, oh, why don't I just go to his house? That makes a lot more sense. Do it that
Everything's
way.
already set up.
Yeah, exactly. I can talk into a microphone like everybody else. Because whenever I do a podcast that isn't here, it's just like on my phone, and I've got my headphones in, and the quality's always terrible. And so I need to
Actually have
figure
one
out an
mic.
actual podcast station whenever oh, there you go.
I was so far up. I don't even know if you guys were hearing me half the time. I just realized.
Oh no, you sounded great.
Yeah, you sound
Okay.
crystal clear.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But-
That's probably why we heard the frogs so well.
That's probably yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me
Yeah.
on, but I do.
Yeah.
I gotta get going.
He just got a long ride home.
My ass gotta be up early too.
No.
Gotta be-
Oh,
I had
10
today,
o'clock comes early for me.
I had today off. Thank you, President's Day, and being a government employee. So
It's
must
family
be
day up
nice.
here.
yeah, I had the day off, so that was nice. But back to the grind tomorrow. Got clock in at 7:30, so I gotta be up early.
Good luck.
Speaking of awesome, blackboxcages.com. Check them out. Puget Sound Python. Jesus. Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Check them out. We will be back Thursday for THP 152.
You guys get to hear
Woo-woo.
me talk again. Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
Gross.
Gross.
And
All right.
don't forget to check out Daffy's Roundtable podcast.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yes, please, and thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Been fantastic.
Episodes with all these amazing gentlemen.
Our
He has
brother
either
from
come
the
up or
great-
coming up.
Yeah. Our brother from the Great White North.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much for having me on, guys, once again. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check out Venom Exchange Radio. There's 2 episodes now. The third one is probably going to come out this coming weekend.
It better.
So,
we want
hold on to-
more.
hold on to your hats, ladies and
I agree.
germs.
We want more.
More.
More. I just want more. The pickles.
It's like 2 of the best
Cool.
voices
Just a little taste.
ever,
Just
Nipper
a
and
little
Phil
bit of
together.
pickles.
It's so soothing. It just makes me want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I could listen to both of you talk for just hours. You both would just like
That's not good.
you both. No, I know. I mean it in the best way, man. You guys.
Your
both-
podcast is so good it puts me right to sleep.
No, you,
The gritty,
you guys like
90-year-old smoker for life of Phil, his voice, and then the silky smooth British James Bond bullshit of Nipper.
The thing is, you both sound like you should either read books or narrate shit for a living, and
Maybe.
that's what it's fantastic, man. I love it.
Oh man.
All right, y'all. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.